What's up, guys? Happy DNC Tuesday. Good to see y'all here. Yeah, I just got out of the swimming pool. My head is on fire and I was sweaty still. So no hat for a little while. Don't even know who I am. How about that?
Please welcome Kyle Sweetser from Alabama.
Y'all liking my toupee?
I voted for Trump not once, not twice, but 3 times. You see, I work in construction. I work with my hands. He told us he'd look out for blue-collar workers. So I made my first ever political donation to Trump, and I donated to him many times throughout his presidency. But then I started to see Trump's tariff policy in action. Costs for construction workers like me were starting to soar. I realized Trump wasn't for me. He was for lining his own pockets. Now I'm not left-wing, period. But I believe our leaders should bring out the best in us, not the worst. That's why I'm voting for Kamala Harris. She's tough.
Catch who this was?
She's going to tackle inflation. Trump will make it worse. I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she'll make us proud to be American again.
Nobody's ever called me weird. I'm a lot of things, but weird I'm not. The late, great Hannibal Lecter is a wonderful man. You know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time. Bing, 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 bing. She said Kamala has one big advantage. She's a very beautiful woman. I'm a better looking person than Kamala. He says, you're not going to be a dictator, are you? I said, no, no, no. Other than day one, I'd like to congratulate Vladimir Putin for having made yet another great deal. Kim Jong-un I had a good relationship with. He's a tough, smart guy. Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath. Well, they're the weird ones. JD is not at all.
The people who are most deranged and most psychotic are people who don't have kids at home.
Let's give votes to all children in this country, but let's give control over those votes to the parents of those children.
In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
Please welcome Stephanie Grisham.
Just people in Trump's cabinet out here now.
I wasn't just a Trump supporter. I was a true believer. I was one of his closest advisors. The Trump family became my family. I spent Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's all at Mar-a-Lago. I saw him when the cameras were off. Behind closed doors, Trump mocks his supporters. He calls them basement dwellers. On a hospital visit one time when people were dying in the ICU, he was mad that the cameras were not watching him. He has no empathy, no morals, and no fidelity to the truth. He used to tell me, it doesn't matter what you say, Stephanie. Say it enough and people will believe you. But it does matter. What you says matter, and what you don't say matters. On January 6th, I asked Melania if we could at least tweet that while peaceful protest is the right of every American, there's no place for lawlessness or violence. She replied with one word, no. I became the first senior staffer to resign that day. I couldn't be part of the insanity any longer. When I was press secretary, I got skewered for never holding a White House briefing. It's because, unlike my boss, I never wanted to stand at that podium and lie. Now here I am, behind a podium advocating for a Democrat. And that's because I love my country more than my party. Kamala Harris tells the truth. She respects the American people, and she has my vote. Thank you.
We can listen to the speaker instead of stare at my head. I'm gonna have to put a hat on. It's too
At our 12-week
distracting.
ultrasound, our worst nightmares came true. The baby had stopped growing, but my body had not let go. I was told I was not eligible for any treatment at that point. The Dobbs decision was official, and abortion was banned.
In 2021, I needed an abortion. After an ectopic pregnancy, I was able to access life-saving medical care when I needed it, and now I'm turning to IVF to build my family.
I'm supporting Kamala Harris because I'm an IVF mom.
It's not just the headline-making stories that these bans impact. It impacts people trying to build families, just like me.
All Americans deserve the right to build their families in the way they know is best for them.
We need to band together and elect Kamala Harris as the next president of the United States.
Please welcome Nabella Noor.
I may have a cowboy hat. I'll check. You're my little boo thing. I don't give a hoot what you do. Say, girl, I know.
What calls me here tonight is hope. As a woman who has struggled with fertility, I have not always been hopeful. But today, I am. I'd always dreamt of motherhood, and coming from a large Bangladeshi American family, I imagined it'd be easy. It wasn't. My husband and I tried to conceive. We failed. We tried and failed again and again and again for 6 long years. Finally, I got pregnant. We were overjoyed, but then I miscarried. I was devastated. It was only after sharing my story online and hearing from women about their experiences with IVF that I felt a tiny glimmer of hope. So I started the IVF process. But just a few weeks before my egg retrieval, I learned I was pregnant. Today, we have 2 beautiful daughters. But this is not everyone's ending. For many women, IVF is the only choice. That choice and more is at stake in November. The freedom to plan your family, the hope of having a family at all. I'm here to stand with everyone fighting for our reproductive freedoms, because my daughters and yours deserve every option, every hope, every possible future. To anyone listening who is struggling to start a family, you are not alone. We will not let you lose hope. Because when we come together to raise our voices with love, we win. Thank you.
Please welcome Michigan Senator Gary Peters.
In Michigan, we believe we have to build an economy that grows the middle class. And we know that when unions succeed, all workers win.
Good came out firing.
I was raised in a union household. My father was a teacher, and my mother a nurse's aide. And they gave me and my sisters what every parent wants to provide for their children, an opportunity to pursue their dreams. I went to public school, I worked odd jobs, became an Eagle Scout. And Kamala Harris and Tim Walz grew up just like me. And I know they will fight for all of us. They will make it easier to raise our families and to retire with dignity. Just look at the record. As Vice President, Kamala Harris helped pass legislation that finally allowed Medicare to negotiate and lower the cost of prescription drugs.
Don't focus on the wrong YouTube stuff.
She brought manufacturing jobs back to the United States of America. And as governor, Tim Walz signed the largest infrastructure investment in Minnesota history. And on the other hand, we have Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. And let's be clear, if they win, working people like my friends here from the Teamsters will pay the price. Their Project 2025 agenda is the same old, gut overtime pay, cut healthcare programs, and give billions in tax breaks to billionaires. We cannot let that happen, and we will not let that happen.
Oh, that was cool.
And now I want to introduce some retired Teamsters and pension warriors, led by Ken Stribling, president of the National United Committee to Protect Pensions.
I am Kenneth Stribling, a proud retired Teamster from Local 200 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I hope you don't mind, but I brought some friends. Pension warriors from the NUCPP. I found out in 2025 my monthly pension benefit was going to be reduced in half. Not long after that, my wife, Beverly, was diagnosed with terminal cancer. I didn't know how we were going to make it. So I went to a retirees meeting in the basement of a small church. At that moment, I knew we were not going to go down without a fight. Beverly made me promise never to quit until we made this right. So we organized a nationwide grassroots movement. For 6 years, we fought hard. And finally, we had a breakthrough. After 50 days in office, the Biden-Harris administration passed the American Rescue Plan, including the Butch-Lewis Act, to save our pensions and secure our retirement. They got it done without one single Republican vote in Congress. They saved over 1 million pensions, including 33,000 from my state, Wisconsin, 52,000 from Pennsylvania, 61,000 from Michigan. As president, I know Kamala Harris will have our backs. She will fight for our retirement, Social Security, and Medicare. Beverly passed away in 2019, but I kept my promise, because a promise is a promise is a promise. Thank you.
pharma has often inflated the price of life-saving medications, and millions of Americans have suffered as a result.
I'm gonna have to put
Those
on a hat.
costs got passed on to our seniors.
You guys got to get it together.
But not anymore.
It was because of them that we had insulin for $35 compared to $687.
What a gift. This $35 is life-changing for us.
The beauty of it is it's fixed. Everything else goes up, but it stays the same. I have more discretionary income, 20, 30 bucks a month more. His wife and I can go to the pub and have a burger and fries.
I can afford my rent. I can afford to feed my children. I can afford my insulin.
It's saving me a couple $1,000s a year, which is several trips to visit the grandkids.
I am looking forward to that lifestyle where I can travel.
These commercials are so
be able to
effective.
enjoy my grandchildren and maybe great-grandchildren.
It meant I could enjoy life.
President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris will be in Maryland this afternoon.
Just think about these ads running back to back with like a Trump ad where it's like, Kamala Harris is a communist, and so is the Democratic Party. Like, just imagine these running back to back. Donald Trump once hurt his ear. How's Kamala Harris's ear? Will she sacrifice her ear for you?
America will be good.
I like my commercial voice. I've been working on it.
Insulin and prescription drugs for everyone.
Guys, Felice will be here later, so will Nemo. While this is live, I have to be talking, otherwise TikTok shuts it down because you can't do unoriginal content. So while we host something like this, somebody's got to be live, and since we learned this morning, I'm not the boss, I'm here.
Brick by brick. I mean, after that, what do you talk about? Kamala Harris wants to throw a little bit of dirt. So here we go. After years of dead ends and broken promises, President Biden and Vice President Harris brought Republicans and Democrats together to actually get something done. Trump promised Infrastructure Week but never built anything. But this time, the Biden-Harris administration is actually breaking ground, and we're starting to turn dirt, ushering in an infrastructure decade. All I see is possibilities ahead. You see, the foundation of a strong economy is literally a country's infrastructure. It's the cornerstone upon which all rest. We finally got a president and a vice president who puts their money where their mouth is. Already, $460 billion out the door, $1 trillion of private sector investment building roads and bridges and airports and ports and water systems so that kids don't have to drink dirty water out of lead pipes and little girls don't have to sit on the back of their mama's car trying to do their homework so they can have a better future for us. We're building a clean energy economy. All of it is moving out of the door. And we're touching every part of the country, from the Pontiac, Alaska, all the way down to Lowndes County. We have over, hear me now, 60,000 projects all across this country with funding already underway. We're hitting the ground running, and it's right in everybody's backyards. 2 years ago, after President Biden and Vice President Harris passed the biggest infrastructure investment since President Eisenhower, he called on me and others to help carry out that vision as we rebuild America. As a senior advisor to the president, we pushed out funding for the roads and the bridges. We're literally building bridges to the future. High-speed internet and the clean energy economy. With these projects, we're ushering in a brighter future, a future in which everyone has clean air to breathe, everyone has clean water to drink, a future in which everyone has the opportunity to build generational wealth, a future in which the most vulnerable communities aren't forced to bear the brunt of progress. And we have made historic progress towards that vision. Let's take a look with what progress is being made in communities across the country with products that are being made right here in the USA.
We were not going to go down without.
Since passing the bipartisan infrastructure law
And the American Rescue Plan.
The Biden-Harris administration
is putting billions of dollars into
Cities and counties across the country over the next 5 years.
I want to particularly thank the mayors of America. You make things work.
Thanks to the Biden-Harris administration, the city of Phoenix has a much greener bus
And
fleet.
finally,
In San Antonio, we're building
we had a breakthrough.
the future in the heart
After
of our city.
50 days,
Kamala Harris supports abortions up to
the
50
Biden-Harris
years after birth.
Administration passed
Republicans
the
want to
American
keep you
Rescue
fertile.
Plan,
Who are you
including
gonna vote for?
the Butch-Lewis Act to save our pensions and secure our retirement. They
Our city is able to create over 2,000 jobs and move our transit system into the future.
Kamala Harris supports abortions up to 50 years after birth. I do hear like 2 streams going. Do you hear that? Republicans want to keep you fertile. Who are you gonna vote for? Yeah, it's like on a delay. Now I'm hearing me.
save our pensions and secure our retirement.
Oh, Jen, I think, yeah, Jen, your mic is picking it up, I think. Kamala Harris supports abortions up to 50 years after birth. I do hear like 2 streams going. Do you hear that? Jen? Who are you gonna vote for? Yeah, it's like on a delay. Now I'm hearing me. I say, chat, chill, 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 chat, chill. God, the music's so much better at the DNC. That was one thing Felisa and I noticed at Kamala's rally. Like, we're not playing the fucking Titanic song. It's like real music. Chat, chill, 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 chat, chill. God, the music's so much. Yeah, we're gonna figure something out. I don't know what's going on. It might be me. Maybe I'll drop and come back up too. It could be me. I don't know. I didn't think to do that. All right, we're back. We'll see if that fixed it. I have no idea if it did or not. It's one of the strangest things that's ever happened. I didn't think, lack of hat is breaking the stream. I just thought I'd let my head rest a little bit. It was hot, and I didn't even think about it. I didn't think this would be an issue. All right, there's the stream. Let's see. Oh, it's hot now. Shut up. Jesus. Chill, chat, chill. If you want me to give you the razzle dazzle, you gotta chill, chat, chill. Are we getting double sound? Are you guys hearing it twice?
y'all trying to do?
No echo for most of you. Raise your hand if you have echo. Just give me a little hand in the chat if you've got echo. No echo here, it's fine. Jen's figuring out the audio. Sorry about that. If any of you are just getting here, it's true I don't have a hat on. It's true I'm not bald. It's also true that I don't have good hair. This is like the closest to a haircut I've had in a long time, which I did myself. Thank you very much, like a week ago. So, and then I might just let it go. We might let it go until next election. We'll see what happens. My hat got credentials to the DNC and I didn't. They said they only wanted the hat. That's also, I think, where maybe Felice is. Just a reminder, Felice will be here later, guys, if you're asking. Just somebody's got to be on camera while we do this, or else TikTok gets mad at us. So that's why I'm here. Let the hair and beard grow till 2020. I don't think I could do the beard. The beard would be the hard part. Like, it gets itchy, and then like food gets stuck in it. That'd be the hard one for me. I don't know if I shower daily, but I do feel like if you've got a really long beard, you have to shower multiple times a day, right? And you gotta get like beard oil. I don't know about that. I don't want beard oil. Yeah, for those, I'm sure Nemo can tell us when he gets here what's up with the beard oil. Let me check with Jen. Are we just having issues with the audio, Jen? Can you just respond? You can respond to me on Discord. I don't know what's going on with the audio. We'll figure it out. He sent Kama his resume. Yeah, Kama's resume is incredible. What did you say? Ask your daughter what she wants for your hair. She does want me to grow out my hair and beard. She likes the mustache. She's a big fan of the mustache.
Hi there, everyone. It's Sage Robbins.
And it's Tony Robbins. You take guests till police come. No, we're probably not going to do guests, just because when the RNC's on and we talk into the mic, like you have to have a really powerful talk over what they're saying. So, but we will have guests again on Friday. You know what? What is that? You know what Jay doesn't have? One that says Super Bowl champions 49ers. False. I do have one. I do have an original 94 Super Bowl hat. So now what are you going to do? Nothing happened to our live earlier. We went live earlier. We just ended a little early. It's frozen. Is it? Maybe wear a top. Ooh, a top hat would be nice. I do have like a safari type hat. I wore that last time. I wore that on Jeff's live because I was trying to make friends with Republicans. So I brought Mountain Dew and a bucket hat. I thought that would work. Yeah, I think it worked. I think the Republicans like me. You guys are out in those TikTok streets. I'm probably not the most hated person on the left. To go through Mod's crew, in which case, like, they're just salty because everybody figured out they're all fucking losers and not any of them are who they said they were. That, I understand for them how that could be frustrating. I see why they may not like me for that. It's tough when you're just a loser. Outback hat would slay. I have an Outback style hat somewhere. Just in a box somewhere. I think it's a 49ers hat if I remember too, and it buttons on the side. It might be. Hold on one second. We might have it. I'll be right back. There we are. There's my 49ers hat. I think that's nice. I think it's a nice look. What do you guys think? I think that's a nice look. Bought this on eBay. No, immediate. No, that'll get the chat to chill in a hurry. User count dropped. I don't know what's going on. Jen, what's going on with the sound? Are we going to get sound, or is it... I don't have an update here yet. I'm sure you're working on it. Oh, she's going to switch to screen capture. I don't know what's going on, guys, but we'll wait. Howdy. But I do have a lot of hats. This is like imagining Grandma. We hear them cheering. Wait, you guys hear them? You guys hear them? You have sound, not picture? What in the hell is going on? Oh, now I can hear it. Is this like a walkout here?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to take the official 2024 National Committee panoramic photograph. At this time, we would ask all of the delegates and guests to take their seats and get ready for this historic photo. During the photo, there should not be any movement in the hall. If anyone moves, anyone behind them will be blurred. There will be one digital rotation. There will be one photo taken with a 110-year-old film camera by Abbas
That hat
Shir
is
Mohammadi,
uncomfortable.
fourth
It's like
generation
made of straw.
photographer
I really
who
hated
has
that one.
captured all of the past swearing ceremonies and past 10 swearing.
She's working
camera
on it, guys.
is ready. The
Please
camera
listen
is
to
ready.
Abbas,
who is located
Please
in
listen
the
to
center
Abbas,
blue
who is
press stand
located
in the center
blue
of the
press
hall.
stand
In the center of the hall.
Jen, I don't know if you can hear it. We got echo. Unexpected item in the bagging area. That's exactly what it sounds like. Who just said that? It's that, not Kane or Jay in here trying to get in the Discord. Did you not get the invitation? We sent it in the mail. It'll be there soon. And clear of closing doors. Is it the glasses or did you get a haircut? Not sure. The moving walkway is coming to an end. Please step carefully. Everybody, please hold still. The panoramic picture is about to commence. Hey guys, the picture's small because Jen's trying to figure out how to fix it. I just saw her message, and her message is, I have no idea what's happening. That feels about right. Luckily, they're just taking the picture right now. I don't know what we should do. Yeah, Jen's using Studio. Stop moving, damn it. Did you guys hear that guy? That was Jolly for sure. That for sure was Jolly screaming, stop moving, damn it. We might be fixed. Almost there. Look at Jen. What a star. Look at Jen over and over and over. Yeah, I'm here for the free abortion. That's why I was watching too. It turns out it's a mobile unit. If you're here looking for your abortion, you're going to need to head out to the parking lot where there's a mobile unit. Again, abortion's up to 50 years post-birth. That's what we do here at the DNC. There is a drive-through. It's just awkward. You gotta your legs have to go out of the car window. So I think for most people, they don't want to do the drive-through. It's just an uncomfortable position to get in. Plus, then your head is below your heart, and the blood rush. It's just kind of it's a nightmare. It's a real nightmare. But they'll do it if that's the way you want to do it. They'll do it. Forgot it's Taco Tuesday. I'm supposed to order some tacos here. Charles, I golf not very often. Maybe once. I try and go once a week now, but I used to golf every day. It just doesn't. You have a child, and then you have this job, and I don't get to play near as often as I'd like to. You'll take 2 drive-through abortions, thank you. Senior Taco, that's what it was. Do any of you guys live in a place, raise your hand if you live in a
Delegates
place that doesn't
and
have
guests,
good Mexican food.
please
That would
put
suck.
on your wristbands at your seats.
Got a light show coming on? I'm way better than Trump. I would dominate Trump at golf. He cheats. Trump drives the ball really well. He can't chip or putt for shit. Bracelets. I'm not sure who's up yet next, Kaner J. I've had a hard time keeping track. The DNC had kept so many speakers under wraps that I'm always lost as to who's next. I might just be dumb, though. That could be what's going on. I don't know if Schumer's speaking. He's not a terribly good speaker. I wouldn't be very excited to hear from Chuck Schumer, to be honest. I'm sure Pelosi's speaking too, but I'm not that excited. I mean, I guess it's her last time, maybe. I don't know. I'm not a big Chuck Schumer fan. I don't think he's a terribly good speaker. He is speaking? Yeah. That'll be a good time to go get a snack. Maybe he'll surprise us. I don't know. Chucky. Who's Chucky? Jolly and Jess are down on the floor. Yeah, that's usually where they throw the press, is down on the floor. Jamie Raskin was amazing last night, and he blew the roof off. Just last night's going to be hard to top. Or that might be a time to get elevated. That's a good point. Sorry, guys, about the hat. If you're just joining us, I apologize. It seems we've steadied ourselves now. It was a real problem early on, and I'll still probably have to put on a hat at some point, but right now we're doing okay. do need to hear some Petey Pablo for Katrina. Hey guys, it's official. Our visibility is restricted here on TikTok, so gifts will be turned off until after the convention. At which point you're welcome to gift once we're not streaming something. There are links in my bio for Cash App and Venmo. If you do want to gift, I'll check those messages. So if there's messages you want me to read, I'll be happy to still do that throughout the night. So if you have something you want to say, you can send them there. Which apparently some have come through. Tracy says the glasses and no hat are doing it for me. Thank you. Anthony says without the hat, 100% daddy. Great. These are not going to be uncomfortable at all. I think that was it on those. Thanks, Miss Missa. Does this remind anybody else of Rocky, though? Does anybody else think of Rocky every time they hear this song? Red-faced Jay, yeah. I got a little sun. I went, during the break between our live and now, I went swimming with my daughter, so I got a little sun. And that way, when I get embarrassed, it's not as noticeable. Enjoying a musical interlude here. This is not like last night. There were no breaks last night. Toby, thank you for the donation. Said, I'll stop with the Niners jokes if you put a hat on. No, you won't, and no, I won't. I think that's really what's going to happen. You're not going to stop. Oh, I got to put in my taco order, too. Hold on 1 second.
Coffee black
Guys, I'm locked and loaded for tonight. I've got a bowl that's packed that I'll take care of here shortly. I've also got my favorite candy tonight, Tootsie Fruit Chews. I'm set. I'm good to go tonight. Things are really looking up for me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, some of you are still here. Goddamn. Yeah, we gotta do this again. Every time somebody shows up. Yes, I have hair. Yes, it's causing a real problem. I appreciate all the love and support and the uncomfortableness. If you haven't joined the Discord and got a diet, I don't have a Diet Dew, unfortunately, just some water. I do have an energy drink and coffee. I've switched to the C4 energy drink. Got a little creatine in them. They taste delightful. This one is strawberry. Well, it's supposed to say Starburst flavor. Not bad. And then I've got my coffee and my water, so we're good to go tonight. Am I prohibited from wearing a hat? Some people put up Mickey Mouse ears. You guys got to get it together. Crazy to drink C4 casually. This isn't casual. I've been up said 6 this morning. We're gonna be up all night. There's nothing casual about this C4. This is stay awake. All right, what's that? RTP's hat wants to come home. Is that an ADHD thing? Is that why we have drinks? Like, honestly, I have 4 drinks here. My desk is always has multiple drinks. Is that an ADHD thing? Oh, folks, if you have ADHD and you say like, I can't drink caffeine or I can't sleep, doesn't matter. I could legitimately drink an energy drink and go to bed. The only difference seems to be like the types of dreams I have. I have more energetic dreams. I have a story to tell you guys about last night, actually. I forgot to talk about this morning. Maybe I talked about it. Some of you may remember on Sunday, I went and I decided to play some golf. I was just out there alone, and I think I hit an owl with my golf ball, and I came upon an owl laying on the cart path. It was not dead, but it appeared very concussed, and I felt horrible. I called my friend who's a veterinarian to come fix the owl. I don't know when he got there. It appears, from what I understand, the owl did
Democratic
live.
National Convention
But last
Secretary
night,
Jason Ray.
Last night after our live, I went for a walk through my neighborhood. I'm not joking. I saw 15 owls, and every one of them was hooting at me. Just like, I really feel like they knew.
Well, good evening, delegates. My name is Jason Ray, and I'm honored to serve as the secretary of both the Democratic National Committee and the Democratic National Convention. I remember watching my very first convention on television when I was just 10 years old. It was the 1996 convention right here at the United Center. Now, nearly 3 decades later, I could not be more thrilled to join you in making history as we nominate Vice President Kamala Harris. Pursuant to our convention rules, we will now proceed with a celebratory roll call vote for the Democratic Party's candidate for the 47th President of the United States of America.
All right, guys, enjoy the roll call. I'm going to go get a bowl, and then I'm going to need to put on a hat because I'm going to have to cover my eyes here. So last look at my hair. I'll be back in a couple minutes.
This roll call will reflect those results. The chair of each delegation or their designee will report its delegation's voting results for the presidential nomination. Pursuant to the rules, the roll call will follow the alphabetical order of the states, with the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico, the territories, and Democrats abroad treated as states for the purposes of the alphabetical roll call. Delegates, are you ready? Let me hear you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is DJ Cassidy, and I'd like to welcome you all to the Democratic National Convention roll call. Now we're going to pass the mic from state to state so that all our voices are heard all around the nation. But first, let me pass it back to Secretary Ray to get the celebration started.
Alabama, how do you cast your vote? Alabama passes. Delaware, how do you cast your votes?
On behalf of the great state of Delaware, home of our beloved 46th President of the United States, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr.,
it is our honor to unanimously cast our 34 votes for the next President of the United States, Vice President Kamala Harris!
Thank you, Delaware. Alabama, how do you cast your vote?
In a letter from the Birmingham jail, Dr. King wrote that progress is not inevitable. We have to fight for it. We have to win it. Kamala Harris will protect the legacy and the progress that we've made by our forefathers and our foremothers, and she will advance it. She will safeguard our freedom to vote by passing the John Robert Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. She will fight for freedom and opportunity and build an economy that works for everyone. So, from Huntsville to Mobile, from the Black Belt to the Wiregrass, from the historic civil rights cities of Birmingham, Montgomery, and my hometown of Selma, from the people who brought us the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act, the proud, great state of Alabama proudly cast 56 votes for the first Black woman President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris, and the next Vice President, Tim Walz.
Guys, I realized that the hat actually helps me block out the light. And so, like, when it's been a long day,
How do you cast
you
your
gotta
vote?
go like that.
Alaska's motto is North to the Future, and that's exactly where Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are going to take us. A future full of opportunity for everyone. As a teacher, a union member, and a proud Black woman, to cast Alaska's 19 delegates for the next President of these United States, Kamala Harris.
Every state has a theme song? This is crazy.
American Samoa, how do you cast your vote?
Salofalava. Here in American Samoa, faith, service, and community are everything. That's why we cast 10 votes for our next president, Kamala Harris.
Shout out America Samoa.
Now, once again, my name is DJ Cassidy, and this is the DNC roll call. So let's pass the mic around the nation.
Arizona. Yeah. Yeah.
Arizona, how do you cast your
Arizona.
vote?
Arizona.
From the Grand Canyon state of Arizona, the future of the Democratic Party, where we've been bringing the heat since 2020, electing Democrats up and down the ballot. Our diverse coalition is proud to cast our 85 votes for Kamala Harris.
Shout out Grand Canyon State. Shout out Arizona. Don't tell me to stop. I'll never stop.
Arkansas, how do you cast your vote?
On behalf of the great state of Arkansas, home of American legends Johnny Cash and Sister Rosetta Tharpe, home of the trailblazing civil rights leaders Daisy Bates and the Little Rock Nine, and home of the birthplace of President William Jefferson Clinton.
For everybody that says this is corny, normally there's no music, and it's the same thing without music. This is way better. I don't know what you guys are talking about. This is so much better.
Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz.
Some of you need to do what I just did outside. Some of you, oh shit. It's my childhood.
California, how do you cast your vote?
Da 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 da. Oh, it's so good.
Mr. Secretary, the great state of California passes at this time.
California passes.
JoJo in the Discord has it right. She said it could be worse. You could be subjected to Kid Rock.
Colorado, how do you cast your vote?
Mr. Secretary, in Colorado, we know how to climb mountains, and we're going to make sure
They know how to get high in Colorado.
Summit and win this election. Colorado proudly casts its votes for Kamala Harris. Get it out!
All right, thanks, Christine. I think this message was from earlier. Christine says, please read the following. I apologize to all ladies for looking so hot tonight, but don't worry, I put my Allen shag carpet hat back on and we've taken care of that, so we're good. I don't like that Connecticut has such a long name for such a small state. I don't like that. I think it's arrogant, honestly.
Home of the submarine, home of the jet engine, home of the Yukon Huskies slam dunk, home of Keith Richards lead guitar. We vote.
Tonight, we cast 73 votes and one president for the first female president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris.
Hey, who's voting president? How dare you? Oh, that's probably. I hope it's for a good reason.
Now we're passing the mic all around the world tonight. So let's join together. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Let's go!
Incredible. Fuck everybody who hates this. This is incredible. I don't care what anybody says.
Democrats abroad, how do you cast your vote?
Mr. Secretary, Democrats Abroad represents millions of Americans who live abroad and vote back home in all 50 states and in D.C. U.S. citizens can go to votefromabroad.org to register and request a ballot. On behalf of our large, diverse community, we joyfully cast 21 votes for Kamala Harris!
Shout out to our friend Gabby if you're here from Democrats. Branding Democrats is one of the members of Democrats Abroad working across the globe to make sure Democratic voters can vote for Kamala Harris. Shout out to our good friend Gabby.
The District of Columbia, how do you cast your vote?
We are Washington, D.C., home to 700,000 Americans, where millions have marched for jobs and justice, where Dr. King had a dream and Obama had hope, and where in January 2025, we will host the inauguration of President Kamala Harris.
So good.
We know Kamala Harris will fight for our freedom, and we will work together to make Washington, D.C. the 51st state. The District of Columbia is proud to cast its 51
That's correct. Why is that so fitting? Why is this so fitting?
Florida, how do you cast your vote?
Somewhere an alligator just went, huh? Neckbeards just stop stealing catalytic converters.
Back against Project 2025 and Republican extremism. We won't go back. We won't back down. I cast 4 votes present and 243 votes from the great state of Florida for the first female president of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Oh, Georgia, okay.
Georgia, how do you cast your vote?
Welcome to Atlanta. Greatest remix in rap history is Welcome to Atlanta remix, for sure. Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here tonight to officially
What? Oh, what? Okay! Yeah!
DNC, turn out for what? Turn out for what? Hey, turn out for what? Yeah! Turn out for what? Let's go, let's go! Turn out for what? Hey, everybody get your hands up! Hey, everybody get your hands up! Hey, everybody get your hands up! Now, say, we're not going back! We're not going back!
It's
We're not
over.
going back! We're not going back! VP Harris! Come to the wall! VP Harris!
They're doing Harris to the walls?
Mr. Secretary, the South got something to say. I'm Congresswoman Akima Williams, chairwoman of the Democratic Party of Georgia. Georgia, the home of President Jimmy Carter, the cradle of the civil rights movement, where we fight for our freedom. Extremists in Georgia are trying to silence our voices by kicking Georgians off of the rolls and making it harder to vote. But y'all, when we send Kamala Harris to the White House, she'll fight for our freedom to vote, our reproductive freedoms, and our freedom to thrive. In the spirit of good trouble, Georgia cast 123 votes for the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris.
That's a walk-off, and we still got more. You know that they're not going to let the peak be... Like, California's going to come back last, by the way. We got something's brewing for California.
I am Governor Noom Young Guerrero, the first female governor of our beautiful island of Guam. The home of the indigenous Chamorro people. And where America's Day begins. And we proudly cast our 12 votes to the next first female president of the United States of America. Viva Kamala! Viva Kamala! Viva Kamala!
Kamala! Shout out Tulsi Gabbard. Just
Aloha,
kidding.
Hawaii. How do you cast your vote?
America, thank you all for loving Hawaii. The spirit of aloha means acting with love and kindness. Our Hawaii was the first state to legalize abortion. Our state was the first to ratify the ERA. Our state was the first to pass universal health care for all and target 100% renewable energy. Our state is the birthplace of Barack Obama. Our Our state shares
that's
the values
Kenya.
of
Everybody
Kamala
knows it's
Harris,
Kenya.
who cast 6 votes present and 23 votes for Kamala Harris. First woman president.
Your state
Idaho,
sucks.
how do you cast your vote?
Republicans ripped away our reproductive freedoms, but Idaho Democrats are mounting our comeback. For the first time in decades, we're running in every legislative district. We are not going back. Idaho cast 27 votes for Kamala Harris.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is a celebration of democracy, a celebration of freedom, a celebration of future. Chicago.
Charlie Kirk is so mad at all this black music. Just happened to sit through there and listen to black music.
Our convention host, Illinois, how do you cast your vote?
Secretary, Illinois Democrats are doing the work to win in November, and I am proud to introduce my partner in the fight, my governor, J.B. Pritzker!
The great state of Illinois, the prairie state, home of 4 presidents, including President Barack Obama. The birthplace of skyscrapers and the adopted home of Superman. The cornerstone of the Midwest Blue Wall. The first state to ratify the 13th Amendment ending slavery. And the 19th Amendment granting women the right to vote. Illinois casts 1 vote present and 176 votes for the next president of the United States, future Madam President Kamala Harris.
Hey, if we got a moderator here, Felice is in the requests. So can somebody bring her up? I can't bring her up. I don't think. Maybe I can, actually. Oh, I can. Never mind. I'm sorry. Felice, you missed Lil Jon.
I didn't miss it.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Indiana,
Well, I'm
how do you
watching
cast
it.
your vote?
Indiana, welcome me into its heart.
Is that Rudy? Is that Sean Astin? Is that who that says? I can't see it. Astin? Yeah, thanks, Lynn. Rudy.
Indiana welcomed me into its heart as soon as I married Christine Harrell from Rolling Prairie. And that's before I lived in Hawkins or played the littlest player with the biggest heart at the University of Notre Dame, Rudy. I want what's best for Indiana, and that means electing Kamala Harris, the first woman president of the United States of America.
On behalf of the great Hoosier State, home of the largest single sporting day event in the world, the Indy 500, home of Michael Jackson, home of Babyface, home of David Letterman, Indiana delivered this 86 delegates to Kamala Harris and Tim Walz as the next president and vice president.
Iowa, how do you cast your vote?
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. The tall corn state of Iowa, the state that launched Barack Obama on his way to the presidency.
X.
The state that put education on its state quarter. And the state that feeds and fuels the world casts one vote absent and 45 votes for the next president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris.
Okay.
Kansas, how do you cast your vote?
I can't hear. Hello, delegates from the center of America, the Sunflower State, Kansas, where our farmers feed America, where we elect strong women who govern from the middle. As the first ever black chair of Kansas, I am proud to cast our 39 votes for the first black woman president, Kamala Harris!
The Commonwealth of Kentucky, how do you cast your vote?
Since 2021, the Biden-Harris administration has shown up for the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and today we're showing up for Vice President Harris. With this administration, we've broken every record for private sector investment, exports, tourism, wages, and new jobs. Together, we're building the 2 largest battery plants on planet Earth, and we opened the cleanest, greenest recycled paper mill the world has ever seen. We are proud to cast 56 votes for the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Like a tease.
Louisiana, how do you cast your vote?
Greetings from Louisiana. Mr. Secretary, my name is Wendell Pierce, and I'm a proud son of Louisiana. And Louisiana is about family, and I'm surrounded by my family of the delegates of Louisiana. And our great Congressman, Troy Carter.
Louisiana casts its votes in support of our democracy, and we stand in line for a more perfect union.
And born out of that democracy from the Big Easy, the northernmost Caribbean city, the last Bohemia was jazz. And nothing can be more emblematic of jazz and democracy than what we swing with in the Big Easy. And it's because of that that I am here.
Please, can you check Discord?
My
When you get a sec.
personal votes for the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris. And now, the leader of our party, Mr. Randall Gaines.
The great state of Louisiana, a state that embodies the principles and spirit of hope and resilience, and so does Kamala Harris. The great state of Louisiana cast its 1 vote present, and our 47 votes for the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris.
If North Carolina plays Petey Pablo, are we past there? Yeah, if they play I'm a Prophet, I think that's official. I'm a Prophet if North Carolina plays that. Because I was ahead of the game on that. I didn't even know a DJ was coming.
Let's go, let's go, let's go!
How don't you dare look back? Just keep your eyes on me. This is actually ASU's walkout song.
Next up is Maine. Maine, how do you cast your vote?
Mr. Chair,
great state of Maine, home of environmental climate activists and champions like Edmund S. Muskie and George Mitchell. Happy birthday today, George. The state where the sun rises first on the nation over our bold and rocky coast, bringing with it today a new day for the brave and open-hearted people of this country. We have improved lives, restored rights, and preserved our environment in Maine for future generations. Maine leads, and as Maine goes, so will go the nation.
Maine proudly cast 30 votes for our next president, Kamala Harris.
Hey, guy, I've seen a couple of people ask if Felice is okay. Felice is actually working on our outline for tomorrow. This is just the face that she makes when she's working. So Felice, I believe, is fine, but she's working on the outline for tomorrow. So
I'm also emotionally exhausted from earlier today, but I'm not always like, it's not that something is wrong if I'm not always smiling. I just am focused.
Contributed to America's greatness. We are the birthplace of Harriet Tubman. We are the birthplace of Thurgood Marshall. We are the birthplace of Frederick Douglass. We are the place where soldiers defended our freedoms in Baltimore and also in Antietam, and the home of thousands of veterans who call Maryland home. And this community of patriots is proud to cast our votes for the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris!
Lindsay had sent a message I missed earlier. I'm sorry the DNC is upstaging your lack of hat. For those of you who were not here earlier, I was hatless and it caused quite a problem.
Clever. I like that. Good
Of course,
choice.
this is
Good
Massachusetts.
The Commonwealth of Massachusetts. How do you cast your vote?
Mr. Secretary, the people of Massachusetts know something about making history.
Shout out Boston, Brian.
The first Thanksgiving in Plymouth, the first public school, the first public library where we don't ban books. Health care for all, and the first shots fired in our revolution. And we are proud, as the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, to make history once again. Mr. Secretary, Massachusetts counts 116 votes, all of our votes, for Kamala D. Harris for the office of President of the United States.
So not Kid Rock for Michigan then. Interesting.
Michigan. How do you cast your votes?
Good evening from the Great Lakes.
There's vomit on her sweater already.
Michigan Democratic Party Chair Lavora Barnes. Michigan has an incredible story. We put the world on wheels and we built the middle class.
We are getting things done in Michigan in 2022. We flipped our state House of Representatives for the first time in 40 years. We're getting it done in Michigan.
And I'm Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
My God, sorry, that was just mom's spaghetti. My bad.
We cut taxes. We protected freedoms. We brought manufacturing home, and we know how to win. This November, we're working together. Michigan cast
125 votes for
our next president, Kamala Harris.
I think everybody, never try and all say something at once. It never works. It's never cool. It never works.
No, it doesn't.
This gotta be crazy for Minnesota. This is the first time they've heard music. This is cool.
Minnesota. How do you cast your vote?
Mr. Secretary, the great state of Minnesota, home of Vice President Hubert Humphrey, Vice President Walter Mondale, and the next Vice President of the United States, Tim Walz.
Big year for Minnesota. It's been a good year for Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Keynote passes.
Hubert Humphrey and Mondale. Yeah, time to change.
Come on, Mississippi. Come on. They're throwing it back.
Mississippi, how do you cast your vote?
Mr. Secretary, I'm State Chair Shaq Taylor from the home of magnolias and mockingbirds, from the great state of Mississippi, from the Red Clay Hills to the Mississippi River. To our Gulf Coast, we're proud of our heroes such as Fannie Lou Hamer and our special guest, Mr. January 6th, the Honorable Benny T. Thompson. With great joy, Mississippi delivers 40 votes for our future president, Miss Kamala Harris.
Now tonight is a celebration of love.
Tough song to transition from.
So let the celebration continue.
Missouri, how do you cast your vote?
Mr. Secretary, I'm Russ Carnahan, Chairman of Missouri Democrats.
Bullshit,
We're
that's
home
John
to Super
Kerry
Bowl
who went back in
champion
time.
Kansas City Chiefs.
You tell me that's not John Kerry?
No, that
Home
is a
to
total
common
lie.
sense leaders like President Truman,
That
Senators
is,
Eagleton,
yeah, that's John Kerry.
Carnahan, McCaskill, and we will fire Josh Hawley and hire Marine veteran Lucas Coons.
Hell yeah, fuck that guy.
Voters will reclaim reproductive freedom. Kamala Harris has sent a lightning bolt of energy and hope across this country, and we proudly cast 2 votes present and 68 votes for Kamala Harris and our Midwestern friend, Tim Walz.
Montana, how
Get
do
it.
you cast your vote?
I always think of Austin Powers when I hear this song.
That's my exact thought. Yeah.
On behalf of Big Sky Country, the last best place in these United States. I'm grateful for the beauty
One thing that's been
of our
great
land
is
and
all the
determined
Republicans are saying
to
California
protect
passed,
the
and there's
future
already like
generations.
this conspiracy theory on Twitter that's like California's abstaining. No, she's from California. You think it's abstaining?
Yeah.
Republicans are just dumb, man. They're just so hopeful.
It's going to be a floor fight. Biden's coming in. Watch.
And then the whole thing's gonna be crushed by Snoop Dogg coming out, and they're gonna be like, "Shit, again, we're not cool." Fuck.
Nebraska, how do you cast your vote?
God bless the USA's guy's name that sings at every. What's his name again?
Oh God.
Chad, help us out.
And icons, Malcolm
Lee
X,
Greenwood.
Thank you.
That's it.
and Willa Cather.
Police can do 85 things at once, including fact check us while she's researching.
Tim Walz.
And the quality of life capital of the country, Lincoln, capital of Husker Nation, where the Biden-Harris team and unions are rebuilding the heartland.
After Nebraska, we should start trying to. I'm gonna pull it up alphabetical order. We'll see if we can guess the songs. Let's play that game, guys.
Ready for it! Nebraska proudly casts our 34 votes for Kamala Harris and Coach Tim Walz.
All right, so next up is Nevada. And so you've got to have one of the Rat Pack? No. Who sings this? Is this the Fray?
Really?
Who sings this?
Nevada.
The Killers.
How do you cast
Killers.
your
Are they
vote?
from? Is he from Vegas? It's a Mormon group, by the way. The Killers are Mormon.
Of the largest mass shooting in modern American history, I'm voting for Kamala Harris because America is done running from gun violence. No
Thank you,
more
Lynn.
pretending books are more dangerous to
Thought he was from
second graders
Vegas.
than assault rifles. No more stolen lives. No more silent streams. No more shattered families. As vice president, she helped pass the nation's first significant gun safety law in
Yeah.
30 years. Nevada.
If you guys want to watch it's Brian Is it Brian Flowers, the lead singer of the Killers? He gets eviscerated by, I don't remember who. It was on Bill Maher's show. Brandon Flowers is his name. That's what it is. I don't remember who it was.
Latina ever to serve in the U.S. Senate, Catherine Cortez Masto. And we are the first and only women-majority state legislature.
All right, New Hampshire is next. That's not a real state. I don't know what to do with that.
Proudly deliver the Silver State's 48 votes for the next president of the United States of America.
What if a lot of people are saying Snoop Dogg for California, but somebody just said they not like us. What if we get Kendrick? Oof. Okay.
Oh God.
New Hampshire, how do you cast your votes?
Good evening. My name is Joanne Dowdell from the great state home of the nation's first primary, New Hampshire, where we stand granite strong. We are so proud of the many women throughout our state committed to building a future of opportunity and trailblazing the way for all of us. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our youngest delegate, Aliana Hope Manzour.
The great Live Free or Die state of New Hampshire casts all 34 of our votes for our next Black woman and first South Asian president, Kamala Harris.
That state slogan goes hard. Live free or die. I didn't know that was New Hampshire.
It goes so hard it's on their state flag. That's how hard it is.
There's 8 people in New Hampshire. I think most people chose die, it appears.
Under one groove, nothing can stop us now. So no matter who you are, no matter where you are, represent your state with pride as we unite for the future.
Somebody in the chat definitely called Bruce in New Jersey. Whoever that was, shout out you.
New Jersey, how do you cast your vote?
New Mexico's next.
Everybody, I'm Governor Phil Murphy. We're from Jersey, baby. And you're not. In the Great Garden State, we care about protecting women's rights and lifting up vulnerable communities. That's what we mean when we say the Great Garden State.
My name is Dr. Joey Perella, pronouns she, her, hers. I'm a proud resident of the Garden State. I'm proud to stand with Kamala Harris and Tim Walz because they stand with the
Charlie Kirk is furious right now.
It's time to turn the page on Trump. Thank you.
I'm Leroy Jones, the chairman of the New Jersey State Committee.
Leroy's having a good time.
The late, great Whitney Houston. And New Jersey and these amazing delegates cast 2 votes present and 142 votes for Kamala Harris, President of the United States of America. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win.
I don't know with New Mexico. I've been racking my brain. I lived in New Mexico. I don't know a famous musician from there.
New Mexico, how do you cast your vote?
Buenas noches! Chair Jessica Velasquez here
Demi
with
Lovato
our
is that
delegates from the land of enchantment, the great state of New Mexico, where we
Demi Lovato's from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I was unaware of that.
Sunsets. We are proud to cast 45 votes for Kamala Harris.
Is this Helen Mirren, but American? I swear.
Doesn't look like Helen Mirren.
It looks like a
Mirren's
young
beautiful.
Helen Mirren.
No, it doesn't. Helen Mirren was like a model.
Good call on New
she
York.
looks nothing like that woman.
Okay, well.
I was with you.
Look up another picture of Helen Mirren.
That looked more like Tyler Perry than Helen Mirren.
Are we watching the same thing?
Like Tyler Perry dressed as Medea. That looked closer to Tyler Perry dressed as Medea than it did Helen Mirren.
Spike Lee?
Mr. Secretary, my name is Henry Garrido. I am from the great state of New York. Unions not only built the Empire State, they built a strong middle class across this country. That is why I'm so proud to introduce the governor of the greatest labor state of the country, Governor Kathy Hochul.
Trump went crazy on her today.
Governor
Oh,
of the
that.
greatest state
He's gross.
that ever existed. Hey, for New Yorkers, get used to it. From Seneca Falls, the birthplace of the women's rights movement, to Stonewall, the birthplace
This is
of
our
the
moment, though.
LGBTQ movement. to
This next state, North Carolina, is what I've been waiting for.
Justice movement and the birthplace of the labor movement. We are also not just the birthplace of great progressive movements, we are the birthplace of Shirley Chisholm. We are the birthplace of Geraldine Ferraro. And we are the home of Hillary Clinton.
North Carolina better be Petey Pablo, or I'm leaving for a 2-minute break.
That's the
Christine.
only song I think of when I think of North Carolina.
It's the only thing I think of with North Carolina. The first time, anytime, I think they're first in flight. I think that's their thing. I think that's their, yeah. But Christine says it's a great time to elevate. That's a good reminder from everybody. Okay, do it. Do it. Yes! Yes!
Love it.
North Carolina, how do you cast your vote?
North Carolina!
Anderson Clayton, I have the honor of serving as the youngest state party chair in this country. And North
Is anybody going to take their shirt off and flip it around their head like a helicopter? It needs to happen.
Governor Jim Hunt, Dr.
Why did she not start with "Who am I?" and then her name? God damn, they missed an opportunity.
And we are proud to be that again this year by electing Josh Stein, Allison Riggs, Wesley Harris, Anita Earls, and everyone else that's on our ballot this year. We are going to make sure that we put Democrats on the ballot and in people's hearts and minds. North Carolina gives 131 votes to the phenomenal Kamala Harris.
Now, North Dakota's next, and I'm going to hit you with a shocker here. I think we're going to get Wiz Khalifa, who...
North Dakota, how do you cast your vote?
I'm being
Mr.
told Wiz
Secretary,
Khalifa, I Googled
the
it, is
Democrats of
from
North Dakota,
North Dakota.
Peace Garden State are
All
proud
right.
to cast our
That
17
blew
votes
my mind.
for Vice President Kamala Harris and the best neighbor you could ever hope to have, Governor Tim Walz, for President and Vice President of the United States of America. Let's go!
All right, now we're on to Ohio.
So now, ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
my name is DJ Cassidy. This is
Listen,
I
baby.
thought Wiz Khalifa was from Pennsylvania, and that's why he dated Amber Rose.
I'm just telling you what Google told me.
Okay, because I really think Wiz Khalifa's from Pennsylvania, because I watched a reality show, and he would always talk about it, I thought. I'm pretty sure Wiz Khalifa's from Pennsylvania, because him and Amber Rose dated, and they would talk about it constantly.
We are the Northern Mariana Islands, where
He was
our
born.
custom
He went to school in North Dakota.
Our land and our oceans breathe life into our people. The earth
Everyone's
is
saying
no
he's from
better
Pittsburgh.
blue.
I don't know.
The earth is sick and we must protect it. Home to some of the living legends in celestial navigation and to some of the friendliest people in the Pacific.
I'm not saying he wasn't born there. I'm just saying I thought, well,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think this website has the high school wrong because then I searched the high school and that's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's from Pennsylvania because that's what he always says.
So shout out Google.
Ohio, how do you cast your vote?
All right, he was born in Minoy, North Dakota. I don't know when he moved, but born in North Dakota.
We put a man on the moon, and we are the founding home of the
Close enough,
AFL-CIO.
yeah. I can still claim it, I guess.
We enshrined a
He lived,
vote
yeah, he
for
was
state
a
council
military
by
brat,
13 points,
so he
and
lived
we are
all
gonna
over the
send
world.
Sherrod Brown back to the U.S. Senate.
Yeah, so who was Georgia?
I love Sherrod Brown.
We have like a laundry list of awesome people, like in music.
For the first woman to be president
I
of the
didn't see
United
Georgia.
States. Mr. Secretary,
What did? Oh, wait, did you really not?
Yeah, I missed Georgia. I was checking the mail and I missed
Nemo.
Yeah, no, I know.
Lil Jon performed.
Oh!
Lil Jon performed for Georgia. And then he was there with the delegates. You missed the best part of the whole night.
Oklahoma.
That's
You
devastating.
know, I texted you during it, and I literally texted you during it. Did you wonder what I was talking about?
No, I thought you were
Texting
making
you?
I thought you were making a reference to Waltz. Like that's what I thought that was about.
Oh.
I say Lil Jon. What did text you?
We cast our 36 votes for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
What state was that?
Just in Oklahoma, that one.
Oregon, all right. Pennsylvania's up next.
Oregon, how do you cast your vote?
We're playing Name the Artist in the chat. I really enjoy this game. I'm bad at this.
State in the nation to hold a presidential election with all mail-in voting. Oregon is proud to protect voting rights in America.
And hailing from the heart of the beautiful Pacific Northwest, Oregon protects our planet and fights for LGBTQ equality.
What are you guys' guess for Pennsylvania? I've seen Wiz and I've seen 50 Cent. We got any other guesses for Pennsylvania?
Where we believe that reproductive rights are human rights.
Taylor Swift is from Pennsylvania.
I didn't know that Oregon has been conducting their elections exclusively by mail since 1998.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I think there's 4 or 5.
I'm not surprised to hear that, but since 1998, that's surprising. Like, that's crazy. I didn't know what. I lived in Oregon.
Wiz, there it is.
With someone I dated
Good
for like 3
call.
months.
Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, how do you cast your vote?
Yeah, apparently Oregon and Washington I know, but I think Oregon, they have this awesome...
Yeah, this is Wiz Khalifa.
From the great city of Aliquippa, Beaver County. My city's a city of legends. The only high
I want
school
that guy
in
to
America
introduce me
with 3 Hall
everywhere
of
I go.
Famers. I
Right?
took this seat in 2009 when my sister was murdered. I wanted to do better. 15 years she's been gone. 12 years this city has been under my watch. I'm grateful for the opportunity to lead my city. I'm grateful for the state of Pennsylvania. God bless everyone in this room. I love this state. Thank you.
Goosebumps there.
Governor Josh Shapiro.
governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, the birthplace of democracy, the birthplace of freedom.
Yeah, they got a lot of sun in Pennsylvania.
And together, Pennsylvania cast 178 votes for the next Madam President of the United States, Kamala Harris, and Vice President Tim Walz.
Great job by second place Josh Shapiro there. That was excellent. Probably second place. Might have been third. Oh, sorry, we forgot Puerto Rico! Watch out. Charlie Kirk's going to throw a paper towel at you.
Puerto Rico, how do you cast your votes?
Buenas noches.
I felt like this was the easiest one to guess.
A U.S. territory known as the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico.
Who knew Justin Bieber was from Puerto Rico?
It's 60 votes para la primera mujer afroamericana de ascendencia asiática y caribeña que será presidenta de los Estados Unidos, Kamala Harris. ¡Viva Kamala!
Yeah, I know you guys are offended by that Bieber joke, but it was a good joke. Now we are at Rhode Island.
What song did they just play, though?
Selena would have been better. Right? That sounded like
No,
Taylor
but
Swift
Bad
song.
Bunny is from Puerto Rico. I can't believe they didn't play Bad Bunny.
That guy's name
I
is
spent $1,000 to go to a Bad Bunny concert and like sit in the back row.
Worth it?
Yeah.
All right. Despacito's pretty famous though.
We are the smallest state, but we have the biggest ideas.
A fun fact, that's all of the people from Rhode Island. They all, every year, they'd show up together. That's all of them.
Yeah.
We continue leading the way on sustainability and housing. The deep blue ocean state.
All right, South Carolina. Who? I'm trying to remember. South Carolina. We gotta go rappers.
34 ballots.
That's where we've been. That's what we've been doing.
United States, Kamala Harris.
What we got for South Carolina, guys? Any guesses?
Sound like he's from Jersey or something. Like, what was that?
That sounded like the start of Bring 'em Out, Bring 'em Out.
South Carolina.
You stole it. I think I sampled that.
I'm Crystal Spain. I'm Crystal Spain, chair of the South Carolina Democratic Party. Hello from the great state of South Carolina, where we pick.
I did not know James Brown was from South Carolina. I had no idea. It's the right choice.
The home of the first Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman.
Edwin McCain is from South Carolina. Hootie and the Blowfish. Eartha Kitt.
I love Stephen Colbert. That's a good one. I used to listen. The Colbert Report was my shit.
Marshall Tucker Band.
Little Stephen Colbert.
Yeah.
So, one of my buddies in the Discord showed me the Georgia performance. I'm so mad I missed that.
Oh, it's amazing. I lost my mind.
Holy shit.
South Dakota's next, guys. Any guesses for South Dakota?
We're going forward
I don't know.
on reproductive rights. We're going forward on voting rights. We're going forward against hate crimes. Forward with a
Nobody is from South Dakota. We have Sean Colvin. Who's
I
saying,
lived in South Dakota. I lived in Sioux Falls for a year downtown in like a loft.
I think they're going to go Sean Colvin. Do you remember that song? Sonny came home with a bag of groceries. I don't remember the words, but it's Sonny came home. Rita Coolidge is also from there.
Just do a funeral for Christy Nome's dog.
South Dakota.
Shout out
how do you
Christy
cast your vote?
It's home to the second largest indigenous reservation in the country, right? The Navajo Nation's the first, and then what is it called? I can't remember what it's called, but it's largely indigenous.
Let me tell you what a Kamala
I
Harris
got Tennessee is up next. Do we see Taylor Swift? Do we see her? Or, I mean, Tennessee's impossible to pick. She's not from there. I
I
don't
hope
know.
it's Miley. I love Miley Cyrus.
And I hope it's party in the USA. Lakota. Lakota tribe, they're saying, Felice. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was just trying to remember the name of the reservation because I just couldn't think of it though. Did someone say that?
I haven't seen it yet. Oh, Dolly Parton, that could be, yeah, Dolly Parton, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake is from Tennessee. I forgot about it. He's from Memphis. Pine Ridge.
Pine Ridge, yes, and it's one of the highest rates of suicide in the country. Like there are documentaries about the tragic poverty and the stuff going on Pine Ridge. It's sad.
Yeah, I guess Elvis. I guess we forgot about Elvis.
Someone asked if I played trivia tournaments. I used to win like trivia in bars, like team trivia. My brother and I, yeah, we used to win all the time. I love trivia.
Yeah, we were all wrong.
Oh yeah, Jelly Roll is from Tennessee. That's true too.
How do you cast your vote?
Rocky
Mr.
Top.
Secretary, the great state of Tennessee.
Justin, those are the Tennessee Justins. That's Justin, not Justin Jones. That's Justin, the other one. It's not Justin. What's the other Justin? I love him. It's the preacher.
He's so good.
He's amazing.
Mountain City, the movement for justice, rooted in love in Tennessee, is still strong.
This is the guy that got kicked. Yeah, the Tennessee Justins that got thrown out of the house and then reinstated and then like voted in again. And Kamala showed up there. Kamala showed up there and met with them.
Is that right?
This isn't Justin Jones. This is the other one.
Pearson?
Pearson, yes, Pearson. Wonder where Justin Jones is.
All right, now we're in Texas. Beyonce's got to be Texas, right?
Yeah. Kind of hard to top Beyonce.
Texas is ZZ Top, someone said. Could be Meg. Beyonce, Willie Nelson, Lizzo. It's got to be Beyonce. And if she comes out, I think we all just call it a night. I mean, what's she gonna not be here with the Obamas? I thought they went everywhere together. Yep.
This DJ is a crime. I watched so many TikTok videos of this dance. That's all I can think of. Is just people doing this dance on TikTok.
Hello, Eva.
Texas, home of Selena Quintanilla, and I'm here to introduce native Texan Cecile Richards.
Selena.
Talk to me in that accent some more.
I'm proud to be here tonight representing a tradition in Texas of progressivism and my late mother, Ann Richards, the governor of Texas.
I was just about to say, that looks like young Ann Richards. That's her daughter?
Wow. Right, that looks
They look exactly like Ann. She looks exactly like her mom.
I love being a mom. I have two beautiful children, and my husband and I have always
It's Kate Cox that hemorrhaged for weeks and had to leave the state to get an abortion.
Next up is Utah. We've got Imagine Dragons, and we've got Donnie and Marie. And then Mormon Tabernacle Choir. You can choose between
I've
those
seen
three.
Imagine Dragons live, I think like 4 times, and I will say, they are good. They are great musicians.
He does this amazing concert called Love Loud, or I think it's called, Love Loud. It's a LGBTQ concert. It's the biggest one they've ever had in Utah, and they put it on every year, and he comes out and he donates all the proceeds to this cause. My mom's part of something called the Mama Dragons, and they help out with that, but amazing people.
My baby is due in January, just in time to see Kamala Harris sworn in as President of the United States.
Fun fact, when my mom retired, the mother that raised me, we gave her the chance of seeing Celine Dion or Donnie and Marie, and she chose Donnie and Marie, and it sucked.
Biggest battleground state with 40 electoral votes on behalf of 30 million Americans.
Yeah, Kate Cox is pregnant. Brave. Thank God she can have another child.
For freedom, for the future, for the first woman to serve as the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Woo, that guy was feeling it. It could be Post Malone too. Post Malone lives in Utah. It's a good point. It's got to be Imagine Dragons.
Utah, how do you cast your vote?
Utah, home of 8 tribal nations, the crossroads of the West, the Beehive
Forgot about
State,
neon trees.
the host
I forgot
of
they
the
forgot all about them.
Winter Olympics.
It's a swing and a miss, Utah.
Youngest and fastest growing state in the nation, and the next battleground state. Mr. Secretary, we
Easy.
proudly cast
Easy on that.
34 votes for Vice President Kamala Harris.
Oh my God, that's DJ Cassidy on the stage.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that was him.
This was obvious, right? It's the only song about Vermont ever. Great banjo music.
Vermont.
Just passing through.
It's much better now that I know who it is. Otherwise, it is weird.
Vermont, but it's the season.
Teacher as our congresswoman. And in 1777, we were the first state to place public education in our Constitution. As someone with significant learning disabilities, I know the value of investing in every single child.
It's low-key like my favorite song, by the way. I listen to this song all the time.
24 votes for Kamala Harris because we are not going back.
Next up, Virginia, which is for lovers. Sorry. Oh, Virgin Islands. Sorry. That gives us time to figure out Virginia. Who do we got for Virginia?
How do you cast your vote?
Is he from Virginia?
Secretary, we are proud to call the Virgin Islands of the United States our home, a place of resistance
Timberland's
and
from
freedom,
Virginia.
home of Alexander Hamilton.
I didn't know that.
First
John
slave
Denver?
rebellion in the Western
Foo
Hemisphere.
Fighters? Pharrell? Dave
Definitely
Matthews?
Chris
Brown.
Celebrate a
Chris Brown.
nominee of Caribbean heritage.
Jason Mraz is from Virginia. Shout out Virginia.
Wayne Newton's from Virginia.
That does make me. That does
I saw.
remind me though.
Sorry, Missy Elliott, Ludacris. What is going on in? All right. Oh Jesus.
President of the United States, all 13 votes to Kamala Harris!
I saw that comment about who you guys chose for Washington, D.C., and I just want you to know I saw it. That's fucked up. There it was.
The Commonwealth of Virginia. How do you cast your vote?
Mr. Secretary.
Next up is Washington. Obvious, it's Macklemore. They would never do like Nirvana or Pearl Jam, right? It's just gonna be Macklemore.
What's that guy's name? He's the ranking member on what? Not the guy talking. The guy next to him. The old guy. What is his name? I love that guy.
Majorities in the General Assembly.
My eyes are bad. The guy in the middle, the taller guy.
No, not the guy talking. The guy right here in the orange tie. He's on the oversight committee. He's awesome. I love it. He has kind of a nasally voice. He's so smart.
Charlie Rangel?
No. I'll find. I'm gonna figure it out now.
This
his
year,
name?
we're going to return
VA
to the United
House
States Senate.
member. I think it starts with a C.
Commonwealth of Virginia.
Jerry Connolly?
Conley. Yes,
There you
that's
go.
him.
Well done, chat.
119
Mark Warner. We were
votes
guessing.
for the next
Jimi Hendrix for
president,
Washington, probably.
Kamala Harris.
How no? Isn't Pearl Jam from Washington? Where's Rage from? It was Mac. No! 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 Return to the back. Hit him what it is, what it is, what it is, what it is. Look at him, better way to get him out of better way to get him. Shout out Washington. Just play Thrift Shop.
Yeah.
From the amber waves of grain and verdant origins of eastern Washington to the iconic waters of the Salish Sea, Washington stands proud as a part
I
of
do
the
think
Flag Wall.
John Denver from West Virginia. That's my prediction.
I'm not gonna keep lying. I fucking love this song. I'm not gonna lie and pretend I don't absolutely love this song.
Oh yeah. He's one of the like big pep-up songs.
Who did you say for West Virginia? What'd you say?
John Denver, Take Me Home.
John
Country Roads.
Denver. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Of course. Take me home.
I could call it.
To
I could call
West
it.
Virginia, how do you cast your vote?
I belong. West Virginia.
Evansville, and I'm 83 years old. And as
All right,
such,
Wisconsin
I
next
am
Steve
the
Miller. That would be
oldest of
sweet.
the
Play
delegates
Joker.
of
You've
West
got me
Virginia.
sold.
Most 83-year-olds that I know
My most hated songs.
are spending time with their grandchildren or traveling. But I'm here, suited up and ready to battle.
Wisconsin is up
Because
next.
I will not, I repeat, I will not let
Go to Ben Bill Withers. I love that.
everything I've fought for be taken away by Donald Trump.
Guys, remember, this is the DNC primary, so there are places that have delegates that can't vote for president. But in the primaries, they can vote.
18 years old, and I am the youngest delegate from West Virginia.
Damn right.
I'm suited up and ready for battle because I will not let my freedoms and my future be taken away by Donald Trump.
Shout out West Virginia. Girl's not fucking around. I love her.
This girl's hair is awesome.
That's why we're proud to cast West Virginia's
Did the thing.
24th delegate for the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris.
All right, Wisconsin. Did we decide who we've got for Wisconsin?
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is DJ Cassidy. Now,
House of Pain?
you ready?
All right.
Because Wisconsin, the Badgers song, of
My home
course.
state of Wisconsin.
For the football
How do
game.
you cast your vote?
Yeah, that's why. Good call, folks.
Jason Ray, for all your good work.
Wyoming is next. Wyoming? What are we doing with Wyoming?
Governor of the great state of Wisconsin, we're home of the Green Bay Packers. We're home of the Wisconsin Badgers. We're home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
That cheese castle you pass when you're going to Chicago.
U.S. Senator, our best U.S. Senator, Tammy Baldwin.
I don't know.
Congressional
The Abbott brothers, maybe? Maybe the Abbott brothers?
They're from Texas.
It says they're from Wyoming, but I'm reading.
I love the Ava. I have every album they have ever made.
Chris Ledoux's the man for Wyoming, but I don't know if we're doing that at the DNC. I'm not sure.
Got me going here. Former Wisconsinite. Former state. Oh my God.
No.
No. 94 votes for.
Yeah, you're right, Kelsey. They were born in North Carolina.
Abbott brothers?
Yeah.
For former Wisconsinite.
They're in the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame, I guess.
Our next president.
Keep talking, because Buzzkill Charlie here is fucking things up.
Did we just get stage fright or something? Damn. Wow.
I'm gonna guess they're not from Wyoming. I got a feeling they're not from Wyoming.
Wyoming. How do you cast your vote?
They just said fuck Wyoming. We're doing our own thing.
My name's Joe Barbuto, and these folks around me, we are honored to be representing the great state of Wyoming. Both the first state and territory in this nation to recognize a woman's right to vote, and the state that 100 years ago elected Democrat Nellie Taylor Ross, our nation's first female governor. With that legacy in mind and heart,
Do they grow black-eyed peas in Wyoming? Is that how they made the connection?
Woman
Does it grow there? I don't know where you grow black-eyed peas. Well done, Wyoming. Well done.
Yeah, no, it's too calorie. Yeah, I guess that might be it.
Okay, so now we'll go Minnesota and then California, I assume?
The great state of Minnesota. How do you cast your vote?
I don't know what song this is.
This is Prince.
Oh, I didn't recognize the intro. We're there
That's
now.
wrong. That's wrong.
Yeah. I grew up in Utah. We weren't allowed to listen to Prince. Like, legitimately, we weren't allowed to listen to Prince.
Sad moment. Well, I wasn't allowed to listen to Prince either.
Taught us how to talk about global issues.
I learned it. I first listened to Prince like 3 years ago. You guys got to give
I
me a
wasn't allowed
break.
to watch TV. I definitely wasn't allowed to listen to
He wasn't
Prince.
just a great teacher. He was also
Sorry, blame
a
my
great
parents. I
neighbor
don't have anything
and
to say.
friend.
I look
when he was in the
forward
midst
to
of a budget battle as
all those
governor of
people
our
who are
state, he
saying
still
shit on
found
Twitter.
time to
Come up with
attend
a
my
little
brother's
conspiracy
funeral.
theory.
No, R.I.P. Prince.
Oh, yeah, when we skipped Minnesota and California?
Yeah.
It's kind of
That's how
sad.
I know he'll always be there
It
for
is sad.
you as vice president.
Purple hearts in the chat for Prince. I love that.
All right.
Thank you, Hans. Minnesota, let me hear you. There you go. 14 years in the National Football League taught me a lot about leadership. A good leader cannot be selfish. He has to look out for his team. Coach Walsh is as unselfish as they come. He has led Minnesota with honesty and integrity. And in November, Minnesota is going to send Tim Walz and Kamala Harris to the White House. Let's go!
I'm Amy Klobuchar, the senator from the great state of Minnesota, where nearly
She has a great
everyone
political
votes
voice.
and
Oh, hell yeah.
purple reigns.
And I'm Tina Smith from the great state of Minnesota, the home of the next Vice President of the United States, Tim Walz. Minnesota, we cast 10 votes present, and we deliver 81 votes for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
Sounds like we maybe have some protest votes a little bit there. Some Free Palestine folks. Shout out to Free Palestine folks in Minnesota. We see you. All right, now do it.
Do it.
Manning. It's really going to be Snoop. He's just going to do it.
The great state of California. How do you cast your vote?
My name's Governor Gavin Newsom
Maybe you've heard
from
of
the
me.
great state of Nancy Pelosi.
He's so hot.
The great state of Nancy Pelosi.
Like our nation of dreamers, of doers, of entrepreneurs, of innovators that prides itself on being on the leading and cutting edge of new ideas. California is the most diverse state in the world's most diverse democracy. And we pride ourselves on our ability to live together and advance together and prosper together across every conceivable and imaginable.
Love Maxine Waters.
But the thing we pride ourselves most on is that we believe the future happens in California first. And Democrats, I've had the privilege for over 20 years to
Hendrick,
see
hi.
that future taking shape
Do it.
with a star in Alameda courtroom by the name of Kamala Harris.
You could
I
end
saw
the
that
election
star.
with Kendrick coming
I
out.
saw that star fighting
It's
for
over.
criminal justice, racial justice, economic justice, social justice. I saw that star get even brighter as Attorney General of California, as a United States Senator, and as Vice President of the United States of America. Kamala Harris has always done the right thing. A champion for voting rights.
If they hit that, if he hits that A minor and they show a picture of Trump, like up on the screen when he does it,
Yeah.
or Matt Gates.
Yep.
It's time for us to do the right thing, and that is to elect Kamala Harris as the next president of the United States of America.
California, we proudly cast our 482 votes for the next president, Kamala Harris.
Shout out Jen for choosing this stream so we didn't get the audio cut out. Shout out Jen.
To everyone who participated in our celebratory roll call. Delegates, please know how critical you are to this process, both now
Just be in
and
silence
earlier
this
this
whole
month
time.
when we conducted
Right.
our virtual roll call. I am thrilled to reaffirm Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee for President of the United States. Pursuant to the convention rules of procedure, Vice President Kamala Harris has been invited to make an acceptance speech, which she will give on Thursday, August 22nd. But now, a special surprise. It's my pleasure to introduce our party's official nominee for President of the United States, live from my home state of Wisconsin, Vice President Kamala Harris.
That's cool.
Holy
I'm pledging I don't know how many delegates I have. I'm also pledging them right now. Does anybody else want to pledge their delegates?
Oh, hell yeah.
And hello to everyone joining us from exciting Chicago.
In the DNC, we fill 2 arenas, okay?
At the Democratic National Convention, well, they just completed their roll call. And they have nominated Coach Walz and me to be the next Vice President and President of the United States of America.
This is fucking incredible that they did this. 2 arenas. This is insane. It's over. Poor Donald.
And I thank everyone there and here for believing in what we can do together. We are so honored to be your nominees. This is a people-powered campaign, and together we will chart a new way forward. A future for freedom, opportunity, of optimism and faith. So to everyone in Chicago and across America, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you're going to hear from our wonderful second gentleman shortly. I'll see you in 2 days, Chicago.
Please welcome TV personality, loud and proud Latina, Ana Navarro.
At the RNC, they didn't roll the R's, and I appreciate that about the DNC. We roll the R's at the DNC.
Damn right.
Buenas noches, Chicago.
She reminds me of my half-sister's mother so much.
So tell me, are you excited?
What's your half-sister's mother up to? Is she single?
What a moment.
What's her deal?
I have to tell you, I will never stop being the little refugee girl who came to this country at the age of 8. Thank you for inviting me to be here. Welcome to the second night of the Democratic National Convention. Let me tell you about the Kamala Harris I know. She is legitimately a joyful, optimistic leader. She cares about policy, yes, but she also cares about people and how that policy affects real people, not just the members of Mar-a-Lago.
I wonder what designer that dress is from.
Kamala Harris she likes dogs. And my dog,
Is this a
Chacha,
Christy Noem
likes
shot?
her.
Hide your dogs.
Are good judges of
Oh,
character.
no.
So are cats.
It's true. Just ask Christy Noem's dog who's no longer with
Elect
us.
a president who does not like dogs or hangs around with people who shoot them.
Oh.
Now,
My God, she really went there. I thought I was kidding. I was kidding, and she went there.
called Kamala a communist. I know communism. I fled communism from Nicaragua when I was 8 years old. I don't take it lightly. And let me tell you what communist dictators do. And it's never just for one day. They attack the free press. They call them the enemy of the people, like Ortega does in Nicaragua.
That's
They
fascism.
put their unqualified relatives in cushy government jobs so they can get rich of their positions, like the Castros do in Cuba. And they refuse to accept legitimate elections when they lose and call for violence to stay in power, like Maduro is doing right now in Venezuela. Now, you tell me something. Do any of those things sound familiar?
Oh my God.
Is there anybody
This is on
running
brand
for
for her.
president who
Have you ever
reminds
seen
you
her
of
on The
that?
View? This is what she
I have
does.
not. No,
Oh, this
I've
is
not.
yeah. This is
One
this is
thing,
how she
it's
is.
not Kamala Harris. That is not the America we love. It's not the land of freedom we treasure. Last night, we heard President Biden say that he loves his job, but he loves his country more. Every American needs to love our country more. Every American has the duty to put our country first. Country first before party. Country first before political ambition. Country first before habit. And in this election, putting country first means one thing and one thing only: voting for Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I think most of like the never Trumper types are speaking tonight. Because I think John Giles, the governor of Mesa, Arizona, is speaking.
Let's get it started. Let's get this fiesta going.
I think you meant mayor.
Mayor, what did I say?
Governor. That's what I gave it, yeah.
The ayes are 50, the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the nomination is confirmed. And the concurrent resolution as amended is adopted. The Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the motion to proceed is agreed to. On this vote, the yeas are 50, the nays are 50. The Senate being equally divided, the Vice President votes in the affirmative, and the bill as amended is passed.
It is my honor to present the Golden Gavel to Vice President Harris, 32 tie-breaking votes.
Trump is rage posting on Truth Social.
Please
Nice.
welcome Senate Majority Leader and New York Senator
somebody said it.
Chuck Schumer.
Chuck! Let's go, Chuck!
When is he not? That's what he does. That's his only source of like. It's his outlet. It's how he regulates his anxiety.
Everybody,
Chuck was
wasn't
feeling
that a
it.
great roll call?
Best roll call of all time.
Just let
No
me
question.
hear you if you're ready for President Kamala Harris. Friends, we're here to talk about one thing: tomorrow, and building a better tomorrow for all Americans. This November, we can choose a brighter, a fairer, a freer future, or we can relive the dark night of Trump's American carnage. Only one candidate will move America forward: Kamala Harris.
Vice President Harris has been the best partner Senate Democrats could ever have asked for. Under her and President Biden's leadership, Senate Democrats lowered prescription drug prices and created millions of good-paying American jobs. I worked with Kamala Harris when she was Senator Harris. I saw a leader who was fearless, who stood up for middle-class families like the one she was raised in, who focused on things that really mattered. Helping parents raise their kids, safe neighborhoods, safe schools, and building an opportunity economy that gives everyone a shot at the American dream. She will lead America forward into a brighter future, but she can't do it alone. She needs a Democratic majority in the Senate of the United States. Now, my friends, 2 years ago, the naysayers said Senate Democrats stood no chance in the midterms. I told them, just you wait. We're going to keep the Senate and maybe pick up a seat or two, and that's exactly what happened. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my good friends at this convention, I am telling all of you now, we're going to hold the Senate again, and we're poised to pick up seats. A Democratic majority to create good-paying jobs and lower costs, to defend a woman's right to choose, to deliver for communities back home. Our senators are doing it, like Jackie Rosen, delivering high-speed rail for Nevada, John Tester, bringing high-tech jobs to Montana, and Bobby Casey and Sherrod Brown and Tammy Baldwin and Martin Heinrich fixing bridges in Pennsylvania and Ohio and Wisconsin and New Mexico. We also have amazing candidates. Ruben Gallego, Angela
Jennifer,
also
thanks for the donation and saying for live streaming and for being
Melissa
the best
Slotkin,
team.
Lisa Blunt, Rochester, Colin Allred, Debbie Mucarsel Powell.
Are these all the people
folks,
running?
Listen to
right?
this. More than half of our candidates are candidates of color. We're making the Senate look like America. Now let's compare that with Senate Republicans. Senate Republicans pretend to care about middle-class families, but they voted no on expanding the child tax credit, and J.D. Vance didn't even show up to vote. Senate Republicans pretend to care about the border, but they voted no on the strongest border bill in a decade. Republicans tend to care about freedom, but they voted no on a woman's right to choose. No to safeguard IVF. No to birth control.
Hey guys, it's true. You cannot gift. There are links in our bio if you want to gift through Cash App or Venmo. But because this isn't our content,
too.
Oh yeah, there they are. Oh yeah, Felice is here. Sorry, I'm so used to
Why
saying
don't we
the
just
same
put them
time
up there
over.
instead of directing people to leave the live? We should.
No,
Yeah,
just look at Felice.
That's why I
Make
put
Felice
them up. Like you don't have to leave the live. You could, because we don't want people to have to leave the live. They might not come back.
But let's leave them there so that everybody stares at Felice and makes her uncomfortable for the rest of the night.
Let me close on a personal note. As the highest-ranking Jewish elected official in American history, I want my grandkids and all grandkids to never, never face discrimination because of who they are.
Hey Felice, Lindsay wants to know what's more full, those arenas or Trump's diaper?
He even invited a white supremacist to Mar-a-Lago.
Is this a joke or you're just asking me my opinion?
That was a joke. That was somebody
It
wrote
kind of
that.
makes
That
me
was-
nauseous.
That was a comment. I have to read it.
And issued a Muslim
But what was your
ban
answer?
as president.
Uranus.
Tonight, folks,
Did you say Uranus or
I am
Arenas?
wearing
Arenas.
this blue square to stand up to anti-Semitism, to stand up to all hate. Our children, our grandchildren, no matter their race, no matter their creed, their gender or family, deserve better than Donald Trump's American carnage. So, are you ready to make sure Donald Trump never, ever gets near the White House again? So let's elect Kamala Harris, Tim Walz, and a Democratic majority in the Senate and keep the torch of freedom burning bright for generations to come. On to victory in November.
I do think it's always been, like, even in the Senate, it's always been hard for me to watch Chuck Schumer.
Build what I call an opportunity.
Like-
we can be honest about that. That's fine.
Like in terms of just like him, you know, like I have ADHD and like being able to capture my attention. Yeah, it's hard for me.
He has a small range. Excited Chuck Schumer and like serious Chuck Schumer, there's a tiny range. So what he's saying, he's a better person to read. Read Chuck Schumer, good. Listen to Chuck Schumer, my ADHD brain, like Felice said, is just fucked. I'm not going to hear anything you say.
$3,900
Yeah,
a
I
year.
think
He wants to
strategically, probably. I mean, he's
Yeah, no, he's great at his job. I'm not saying it. I just am saying sometimes it's just hard to follow.
massive tax
Right.
cuts year
The
after
same deal
year.
with like Mitch
And he plans to
McConnell. Dude,
cut
if Mitch McConnell
corporate
read
taxes
anything,
by
it would be the
over
most boring ass shit in the world.
Yeah, but they don't ever write anything. How many commas would you need for Mitch McConnell at this point? Like, how many commas for a 45-second pause? I don't know how that works.
Of prescription drugs at $2,000 a year.
You're a teacher. How many commas do you need if you want a 45-second pause?
The price for 10 more life-saving drugs.
I don't know.
As president,
Sure.
I will
Spence,
build
give her a break, guys. She hasn't taught for a while.
What do you mean? For a 45 minute? What are you saying?
Never mind.
I think he might be referring to ellipses. Like, you know,
More
long
than
pause.
100 million Americans.
No, I was.
Or I was like, maybe you just want like dot dot dot.
No,
I
I mean,
don't
just
know
the
what
joke
you're.
is that a comma is like a pause, and his pause was long, so you would need a lot. You guys are
No, but it
thinking-
is ellipses.
Yeah.
I think I get that does make sense.
Thank you.
in tax relief to families
And
during
plus
the first
Kamala.
year of a child's life.
So bring it
Now
back.
is the
Well, there she is.
time to chart a new
Thanks
way
for just like dumb people in the chat that were with me on that one. Everybody else was confused.
middle-class Americans. Increase the security and
What is the joke? I don't know. If that's a joke, I honestly, what is the joke?
opportunity for working
We were talking about Mitch
middle-class
McConnell,
Americans.
and he freezes. And a pause in a sentence is a comma. And so I was like, how many
Please
commas?
welcome Vermont
Because I was just
Senator
pointing out the
Bernie
freeze was really
Sanders.
long. The pause was long.
I didn't even know we were talking about Mitch McConnell. So
Well, now Bernie's here. But it's gonna be epic.
Bernie, first thing he's going to do is complain about parking prices. Guaranteed. It was $8 to park here.
Thank you.
More Kennedy than Bernie. I don't think I have a good Bernie.
My fellow Americans, it is an honor to be with you tonight because we're laying the groundwork for Kamala Harris to become our next president. And let me tell you why that is so important. I want you all to remember where we were 3.5 years ago. We were in the midst of the worst public health crisis in 100 years. and the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression.
You have Bernie figures?
3,000 Americans were dying every day, and our hospitals were overwhelmed with COVID patients. All across the country, businesses were shutting down. Unemployment was soaring. Workers were losing their health insurance. Schools were closing. State and city budgets were running out of money. People were being evicted from their homes. Children in America were going hungry. That was the reality the Biden-Harris administration faced as they entered the Oval Office. A nation suffering, a nation frightened, and people looking to their government for support. And within 2 months of taking office, our government did respond. We passed the American Rescue Plan, which provided $1,400 for every man, woman, and child in the working class. We extended and expanded benefits for the unemployed. We provided emergency assistance for small businesses to stay open. We guaranteed health care coverage to tens of millions of Americans through one of the largest expansions of Medicaid in history. We provided rent relief and mortgage assistance, which prevented tenants and homeowners from being evicted. We established emergency food programs for hungry children and the elderly, and protected the pensions of millions of union workers and retirees from being slashed by up to 65%.
I bet he was such a killer at board meetings, if he would have ever been in one.
And by the way, we cut childhood poverty by over 40% through an expanded child tax credit.
Only boss that gets mad at you for being on
Biden.
time.
Thank you, Vice President Harris. Thank you, Democratic Congress. Now, I say all of this not to relive that difficult moment, but to make one simple point. When the political will is there, government can effectively deliver for the people of our country. And
that's as hyped as Bernie gets, too. That's like, that was level 10 for him.
Again,
he smirked.
Because too many of our fellow Americans are struggling every day to just get by, to put food on the table, to pay the rent, and to get the health care they need. Brothers and sisters, bottom line, we need an economy that works for all of us, not just the billionaire class. My fellow Americans, when 60% of our people live paycheck to paycheck, the top 1% have never, ever had it so good. And these oligarchs tell us we shouldn't tax the rich. The oligarchs tell us we shouldn't take on price gouging. We shouldn't expand Medicare to cover dental, hearing, and vision. And we shouldn't increase Social Security benefits for struggling seniors. Well, I've got some bad news for them. That is precisely what we are going to do. And we're going to win this struggle because this is precisely what the American people want from their government. And my friends, at the very top of that to-do list is the need to get big money out of our political process.
Oh, the policy platform's out. The Democratic, the 2024, it's finally posted.
Parties should not be able to buy elections, including primary elections. For the sake of our democracy, we must overturn the disastrous Citizens United Supreme Court decision and move toward public funding of elections.
That's one of my favorite policies that he has is the public-funded elections. That's brilliant.
We need to join the rest of the industrialized world and guarantee health care to all people as a human right, not a privilege. We need to raise the minimum wage to a living wage. We need to pass the PRO Act so that workers can organize in unions and gain the decent pay and benefits they deserve. We need to strengthen public education, raise teachers' salaries, and make sure that every American, regardless of income, receives the higher education he or she needs. We need to take on Big Pharma and cut our prescription drug cost in half so that we no longer pay any more than other countries. Joe and Kamala made sure that no senior in America pays over $35 a month for insulin. We need to make sure
Thanks,
that
Stephanie, for all the gifted
reality is true
subs.
for
Thank you.
every American.
Thank you, Stephanie.
I look forward to working with Kamala and Tim to pass this agenda. And let us be very clear. This is not a radical agenda. But let me tell you what a radical agenda is. And that is Trump's Project 2025. At a time of massive income and wealth inequality, giving more tax breaks to billionaires is radical. Putting forth budgets to cut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid is radical. Letting polluters destroy our planet is radical. And my friends, we won't let that happen. Fellow Americans, in the last 3.5 years, working together, we have accomplished more than any government since FDR. But much, much more remains to be done. We must summon the courage to stand up to wealth and power and deliver justice for people at home and abroad. Abroad, we must end this horrific war in Gaza. Bring home the hostages and demand an immediate ceasefire.
He's like low-key the best possible person to negotiate that. Just goes to Netanyahu. He was like, "Stop it. I have a different idea." No, just stop.
Here. We must take on big pharma, big oil, big ag, big tech, and all the other corporate monopolists whose greed is denying progress for working people. On November 5th, let us elect Kamala Harris as our president, and let us go forward to create the nation we know we can become. Thank you all very much.
Yeah, well done, Bernie.
Bernie's great.
Please welcome Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Oh, Papa Pritzker.
I like him too. He's a really good speaker, and he makes things very simple. You know, like very easy to understand. Complex things, very easy to understand.
Fellow Democrats, welcome to Chicago. We're a great American city in a proud blue state. Our patriotism was formed in frost and in fire, and in the steel we forged to survive both. Our love of country has been a tapestry of faith that weaves from Abraham Lincoln reuniting a house divided to Barack Obama declaring blue states and red states make one United States. Now, Illinois' presidential pedigree is unmatched. And given that Vice President Kamala Harris spent some of her early life right here, I speak for the entire Illinois delegation when I say, we claim her too. Now, one president we will never claim is the
I just saw these messages right now, I swear. So I'll read these in a sec.
Last month. Donald Trump once called Chicago embarrassing. To quote a great Chicagoan who won 6 world championships on these very grounds, we take that personally.
Shout out Michael Jordan.
I had to govern for 2 years while Trump was president. Let me tell you what's embarrassing. In Illinois, we passed a massive bill to fix our roads and bridges. When Donald Trump proposed his own plan, he turned right around and called it stupid. We eliminated the grocery tax. Donald hasn't been in a grocery store since his first
There's no grocery tax in Illinois?
Illinois invested in clean energy and the jobs it brings.
That's a good idea.
Donald claimed that windmills in the ocean made the whales a little batty. During COVID, we supported small businesses and jobs. And Donald, well, Donald told us to inject bleach. Donald Trump thinks that we should trust him on the economy because he claims to be very rich. But take it from an actual billionaire.
Trump is rich in only one thing: stupidity.
Oof.
Now, I meet with business leaders all the time, and there's one universal thing they all need: people. They need more workers to fill all the jobs they have. But the anti-freedom, anti-family policies of MAGA Republicans are driving workers away. Here's the thing. Americans don't want to be forced to drive 100 miles to deliver a baby because a draconian abortion law shut down the maternity ward. Americans want the hope of giving birth through IVF, not the fear that it might be taken away. Americans with LGBTQ kids don't want them facing discrimination at school because the state sanctioned it. Americans want to go to their neighborhood grocery store and not have to worry about some random guy open carrying an AR-15.
Welcome to Arizona.
Americans don't want their kids to be
As long
taught
as
in
he uses the
history
right
class
bathroom, we don't
that
care.
slavery was a jobs program. And if Americans are black or brown, they want to get promoted at work without being derided as a DEI hire for the sin of being successful while not white. Let's be clear. It's not woke that limits economic growth. It's weird. And these guys aren't just weird.
one of the
It makes me
greatest
buy more
companies
groceries.
in
They
this
shouldn't
country.
tax it.
America has thousands of great companies, more than any other nation in the world. And that's not by accident.
Who is that? Does
The
anyone know who
United
this
States
is?
the best place in the world to do business because of the values on
Oh,
which our country.
Is this the CEO guy? He's just listed as like businessman, and I was like, who is like children?
Businessman number
And I was like,
one.
who? What?
As a
For
business,
real? In the lineup, I remember being like, who is this person?
He just has a brief appearance on the show today. We're not even going to worry about giving him a name.
Democracy provides the foundation upon
Ben
which
He's the
Chenal.
Amex CEO. That's a big deal.
Ben Chenal, is that his name?
So what's
Ken Chenal.
Ken Chenal. Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about. They just listed him as business guy or
business, nothing is more
the CEO of Amex. They probably should have just said that.
In America, we have to trust our president will protect democracy. We have to be certain
He
they'll
does
follow
business.
the law and serve the nation, not themselves. Business requires stability and certainty that our democracy will endure. Our economy.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't give a
and
shit what this guy says. This isn't for me.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's like moderates that this is for them.
only grow
I don't give a shit about what this guy's saying.
Well, I mean, I think the argument is like, okay, there's a large faction of big business who don't want Trump in power because he destabilizes the markets. Like that's what I think this guy is here to say.
Yeah, he's just not for me. It's like they didn't schedule him for the me voter.
She is for all Americans. She understands it's possible, in fact necessary, for a president to be both pro-business and pro-worker. Kamala Harris understands that government must work in partnership with the business community. She knows that a market-based economy needs a strong and effective government. Kamala Harris understands that we need to help entrepreneurs turn good ideas into thriving companies. That we
Said
can
entrepreneurs, so
create
weird.
good-paying
I heard
jobs
Trumpreneurs.
by helping manufacturers expand.
Business ethics.
In growing the economic pie
Speaking
for
of
the benefit of
being
current
pro-business,
and future
thank you,
generations.
Tip Tap, for the $10 cash app. I appreciate that very much. Thank
She
you.
knows the way
Capitalism.
not to build an advanced
Oh,
economy.
Raul, I get what you're
is
talking
a
about. I
broad
am going to
tariff
read the comments.
that
I'm
would
just
only
waiting.
raise
Can we do it
prices,
now then, if
hurt
no one
consumers
cares about this
and
guy
businesses
speaking?
and
What are you
cost
talking about?
jobs.
I have a bunch of comments
Oh
to
yeah,
read.
yeah, yeah. Jen, can you mute this guy?
to
Nobody
give
cares if we
people
hear from
like
Amex,
me
right? Ooh.
No, I absolutely do not.
All right, Amex, take a break.
I could
Amex.
not. I don't know why we put this guy in the speak. I feel like it. I finally heard a speaker. I was like excited, and then they're like, "Bring out this asshole." It's like totally ruined
This
the
guy's
vibe.
for like donors or some shit.
Yeah, well, no, I mean exactly. That is what it's for. I mean, yeah, there's a
useful.
reason. Okay. Laura says, "What kind of?" Oh yeah, this made me laugh. Laura, what kind of birds stick together? Velcros.
Stupid.
I think someone said that also last week or something because I feel like I knew that one. Raul says, "This is Raul was like, read the comments." That was very MAGA of RTP not knowing the Prince song.
Look,
Raul,
I'm fresh off being MAGA. I'm still like culturally, my references are still pretty MAGA. I'm doing my best.
no, they're not. Lindsay says, just because Felice looks adorable in that hat and she should know. Lindsay, that's so nice. Thank you. Rebecca says, just wanted to point out Kamala just filled the RNC Stadium and DNC Stadium simultaneously. This is very true. That's probably why
this
Trump's
is-
freaking out on Truth Social.
This is like a Kendrick diss. Like they do.
Yeah, that's
like,
the point,
It's all
is
the
being
sub
like-
dissing too. This is the layers.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Trump, not one stadium, but two stadiums.
She's
Yeah.
fucking good at this. I didn't even. How did I not realize that?
David says, sorry, I lost my place for a second. Oh, okay. It just says $10 for Felice, $10 for Jay, $10 for Nemo. Thanks for sharing the experience with us. XOXO. I don't. Yeah, well, I'll figure out how to split that up and how to do the accounting because I was going to ask about that. Christy says. Wait, okay. Felice, you inspire me every day. Jay, love your sass and passion. Jen, you are the glue that keeps us all together. Y'all are ... It cut off. I'm sorry. I don't know what else it says, but that was so lovely. Thank you.
Can I just point out that earlier somebody said I was the boss, but clearly everybody views me as the court jester. Like, not one person that watches our show regularly is like, Jay's running this shit.
What? It didn't say that. I just said you were the sass and passion.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I bring this.
I'm the jester. I'm the entertainer. I appreciate it. I'd rather be that.
Okay. Well, anyways, thank you. Thank you. That was very kind. David said, I'm an idiot. $10 for Jen too. Yeah, we do split. When you guys send us money, we do split it with Jen. Just so you guys know.
I'm a bino.
What?
Boss in name only.
Ryan says, sorry, I keep losing my place. I'm Sunny. I'm Sunny from TikTok. Thank you for always being amazing and being us all with a wealth of information. Rock on. Ryan, so wait, Sunny from TikTok. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. That was a very generous donation. We very much appreciate it. Kim says, thank you for streaming the DNC. Thank you, Kim. David says, for Jay, F. Mary Banish. We finally got one. Gavin Newsom, Jasmine Crockett, or Jeff. What?
Sorry, Jeff. I don't like Gavin's got value.
I'd marry Gavin.
Yeah, like I'm definitely gonna marry Jasmine. I'm gonna fuck Gavin for the story. And Jeff, I'm sorry, but there's probably TikTok on the island that you get banished to, and that's your calling anyways. So you can still do it.
We like things spicy, a little chili on everything, a little kick in our campaigns.
Who is
and
that?
Let me tell
Jen,
you,
can we get a little more
we
volume?
are feeling en fuego right now.
Does anyone know who this is speaking?
Fired up to elect Kamala Harris.
Oh yes, Michelle
Lujan
Grisham. Is that her name? Yep. Did I get it right? Lujan Grisham.
Yep.
Just read off all the bumper
She's
stickers
awesome,
in the
actually. I
gas
saw
station.
her in a round table on Fox, and she was really good.
Including the right to affordable,
Businesswoman?
quality health care. Now, this issue is personal to Vice President Harris, whose mom passed away after a battle with colon cancer. And it's personal to me. At 2 years old, my sister was diagnosed with a tumor that was incurable and made her uninsurable by the time she was 3. And it's personal to Americans across the country who know what it's like when someone they love gets sick. Donald Trump and J.D. Vance want to dismantle our health care system.
Somebody's saying there's a clash with protesters and police
the
outside.
Affordable Care Act and eliminate protections for pre-existing conditions.
Yikes.
Either these guys don't get it or they just don't care. You know who gets it? Kamala Harris gets it, and she cares. As Attorney General, she took on drug companies that jacked up prices and hospitals that overcharged patients. And when Republicans tried to kill the Affordable Care Act, she stood up in the Senate, voting not just no, but hell no. And Kamala Harris hasn't just stopped Republicans from making our healthcare system worse. She fights every day to make it better. And I know, I spent 20 years working to get Medicare the ability to negotiate lower drug prices. As Vice President, Kamala Harris delivered it.
You know what Donald Trump delivered? Junk plans, higher premiums, and abortion bans. And if you don't think a second term would be worse, then I've got a box of Trump steaks to sell you. We have not just a better choice. America, we have the best choice. Yes, we do. Kamala Harris will protect your right to care. She'll cap drug costs, she'll go after corporate price gougers, and ensure every woman who needs it can access reproductive health care. That's the president I want. And that's the president America needs. And with your help, that's the next president of the United States. President Kamala Harris.
I love you too. Y en español, los quiero. So, my mom, like Kamala's mom, got sick. When my mom died in 2021, Kamala called me. She had lost her mother to cancer in 2009. Kamala helped me navigate my grief. She said that heartbreak and loss are the price for having loved.
What a nice
and
person.
having been
Everyone
loved.
has a story about Kamala.
How I wish our mothers could be here to see this moment. In the next 4 years, America will invariably have moments of great sadness and pain in our country. Some will be natural disasters. Some will be man-made disasters. We need a president who can not only be commander-in-chief, but also consoler-in-chief. We need a president with empathy, capable of lifting us up when we are down. We need a president who is capable of holding us in a big, great hug when we need it. That is Kamala Harris. Donald Trump is only capable of holding two things, a grudge and a golf club.
All right, I thought there was a chance I was going somewhere else. That was a good one.
I remember when Kamala was first running for district attorney and people were like, oh, I don't know if she's tough enough. And I just had to laugh because I'm like, you don't know my sister.
Kamala had been a hard and tough prosecutor in Alameda County, prosecuting men who were pimping young girls and rapists.
Kamala wanted to make sure that murderers and child abusers face meaningful accountability and consequences for those actions.
One of the cases that she had early in her career was where a man had scalped his girlfriend. And she ended up getting a conviction, getting justice for that woman.
She came to San Francisco to protect victims, and she was elected to be district attorney of San Francisco. Kamala knew that we needed to be smart on crime, and if hell, no one else was gonna do it, that she was gonna do it.
If I'm gonna keep my promise to you to keep you safe, I better talk with you about what I'm doing in terms of crime prevention. Investing in people coming out of prisons is the smart thing to do for law enforcement. Forget that it's just the right thing to do.
That was a young Kamala Harris. She's only gotten more fierce. I've never seen her back down from a fight, and when she fights, she wins.
When Kamala became Attorney General, she wanted to protect people but also to fundamentally pursue justice.
Being smart on crime starts with being tough on violent crime.
From a statewide perspective, I think we were concerned about the rise of gang violence.
In San Joaquin County, we saw this tremendous change in our community, and it hit us like a wave. We saw an increase in human trafficking, narcotics, and guns.
Let it be clear to anyone who would menace this state with violence, to those who prey on the weak and the vulnerable, justice will be swift and certain in the state of California.
She was always hunting the kingpins, but we didn't have partnerships with DOJ or FBI or DEA or any of those law enforcement agencies. Now, we all work collaboratively to help all the counties in California. Because of her, we destabilized organized crime, disrupt these flows of guns, human beings, and narcotics.
We are here this afternoon to announce the shutting down of one of the biggest and most organized threats to the safety of the Central Valley.
I really think of her as fearless, as a fighter.
Kamala just perseveres, and mommy would say it's too hard is never an excuse. Making excuses is a failure to not only take responsibility, but to take action. If you have the will, the desire, the passion, the commitment, there is no challenge that is insurmountable.
Those are good. Those are really good. And this is so smart to run these videos in between segments. This is so good.
This is a Senate race we need to win.
America.
She's running
And
against Larry
hello,
Hogan.
Maryland. People like me, thank you. People like me, stories like mine don't usually make it to the United States Senate, but they should. I'm the proud granddaughter of a housekeeper, Sarah Daisy, who raised her 3 children in a 1-bedroom apartment. It was her dream to work in government to help people. That meant taking a typing test. But she didn't know how to type, and she couldn't afford a typewriter. So she put a white piece of paper on the refrigerator and drew a keyboard on it. And every night, she stood in front of that refrigerator and taught herself to type. She took the test, passed it, and got the job she dreamed of. I am her legacy. And tonight, I am a candidate for United States Senate from the great state of Maryland.
You have to
I've
win
always
this
been
race.
inspired by women like my grandmother, women who imagine a better future and then have the grit to make it a reality. One of those women is a friend, a mentor, and a role model. That woman is Kamala Harris. Let me tell you about the Kamala I've known for 14 years. I first heard about her in 2009 when I was running for state's attorney in Prince George's County, Maryland. I read a story in Essence magazine about a district attorney in San Francisco using new ideas to keep her community safe. Few had a better record prosecuting violent crime. She put rapists, child molesters, and murderers behind bars. But what she knew was that violent crime accounts for about 30% of all crimes. For the 70% that are nonviolent, she created a first-of-its-kind program called Back on Track. After serving time and pleading guilty, these low-level offenders would get the job training, GED help, and apprenticeships they needed
to find a job. The result? The recidivism rate plummeted. Now, after reading about this super bad district attorney, I talked nonstop about her on the campaign trail. 2 days after I won the election, my phone rings. It's Kamala Harris calling to congratulate me and ask how she could help. She helped me bring back on track to Maryland. And wouldn't you know it, crime went down and economic growth went up. Back on Track is now a national model. Now Donald Trump says if Kamala Harris is elected, tough guys will treat her like a play toy. Do you know who else thought that? The drug cartels she busted, the big oil companies she made pay for polluting, the big banks that she made pay $20 billion to homeowners they ripped off. Getting justice for others isn't a power trip for her. It's a sacred calling. And hear me, Kamala Harris knows how to keep criminals off the streets. And come November, with your help, she'll keep one out of the Oval Office. Ever since Donald Trump rode down that ridiculous escalator, we as a nation have felt trapped. Every national decision has been made in reaction to this one man and his extremist MAGA movement. We are still frozen by the fear that Donald Trump might once again come to power. And it's not just our politics that have been trapped, it's our imagination. And then Kamala came along. Kamala has reminded us that we don't need to fear anything, not the future, and certainly not that man. This is our moment to leave Donald Trump where he belongs, in America's past. We stand with Kamala Harris because we as a country are not going back. For the ancestors who sat at lunch counters and made sure that we all had the right to vote, we are not going back. For the mamas and grandmamas who marched to make sure that women could control our own bodies, we are not going back. For the parents who work from can't see in the morning until can't see at night, not so that they will have a better future, but so that their children will have a better life. We are not going back. When facing an obstacle, my father has often said to me, your faith is stronger than your fears. Tonight, our faith is stronger than our fears. Faith in the promise of America. Faith in the American idea, in the American values that we share. Faith that we, the people, can choose a new leader, a better future for the people. Faith that as dark as our days and challenges have sometimes felt, it's always darkest before the dawn. We know that we can endure for a night.
She's running for Senate in Maryland against Larry Hogan. We have to win this seat.
Morning
and giving Kerry
coming.
Washington.
Morning is coming. And that joy will be led by Kamala Harris. Thank you so much.
She's running for senator. She's not a senator.
That's great. That was so good. All right, we're back, DNC. We're back.
Please welcome Mesa, Arizona Mayor John Giles.
She ran against the CEO of like Total Wine, became a Democrat to run against her in this the most expensive primary
to make.
in history, and she
I'm
won.
a lifelong Republican. So I feel a little out of place tonight, but I feel more at home here than in today's Republican Party. The grand old party has been kidnapped by extremists and devolved into a cult.
Mormon Republican.
The cult of Donald Trump.
He's a great speaker.
Trump doesn't know the first thing about public service. Like a child, he acts purely out of self-interest. We all need an adult in the White House, and we've seen what happens when we don't have one. Trump made a lot of lofty promises: unlimited economic growth, American manufacturing reborn, a secure border. Turns out Donald Trump was all talk. He wanted our votes, but he couldn't deliver a thing. But these days, my city of Mesa, Arizona is on the move. I'm going to ribbon cuttings every single week, all because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris reached across the aisle and they delivered for my conservative community and countless more across the country.
Against every one of these projects.
My hero, John McCain, taught us to put country over party. And that's how Vice President Harris and Governor Walz will lead too. I have an urgent message for the majority of Americans who, like me, are in the political middle. John McCain's Republican Party is gone, and we don't owe a damn thing to what's been left behind. So let's turn the page. Let's put country first. Let's put adults in the room where our country deserves. Thank you.
Just a couple of comments here. From TikTok, I love you and Felice, thank you. Yeah,
I can barely hear you.
Parent. It's the most important thing in
Amber
my life.
sent a message
For
that said,
decades, Americans
"Jay's
have
the
turned to
bitch."
the miracle of IVF treatments.
She felt like her dream come true.
The fact that
Can you
she was
hear me
able to build a
talking
family.
right now?
No, Jen will have to. There it goes.
Okay, because I was like, I don't know if it's my microphone. Do you have one more to read, or I have one?
I have a couple, yeah.
I love that I get
But I'm pulling them up. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, no, I lost my place. Okay, if I did it, I just might read this again. But Christy said, "Y'all are the favorite part of my day. Also love the Nemo visits." Oh, thank you, Christy. And Brian says, "If she had an ounce of self-awareness, how embarrassed should Lara Trump be feeling right now? 1 to 100." And I was like looking it up. What did Lara Trump do? I tried to Google it really quick.
That's a fair question in general, though, also. That could not be specific. That might just be, like, in general.
Oh, very
Like
embarrassed. If you're talking about her music career, I just Googled the last song she put out, and she should be at 100 about that song.
Cap on equals no 49ers joke. Toby says, "What is, this is for you, Nemo. What does Cinderella do when she gets to the ball?"
Don't know.
Jesus. She chokes. Thank you. Thank you, Toby. I'm Sonny's from TikTok. Thank you for all the streaming you do. Appreciate you. Thank you, Sonny's. That was very generous. We appreciate that. Our good friend Kim says thank you for streaming the DNC. You're welcome. And we'll get to the next ones during the break.
Is that Tammy Duckworth?
Yes.
I love her. She's a senator from Illinois, right? She's from Illinois, right?
I think so.
Okay, just making. Okay, thank you. Chat knows.
You know, I went to war to protect America's rights and freedoms. So I take it personally when a 5-time draft-dodging coward like Donald Trump tries to take away my rights and freedoms in return. especially when it concerns my daughters. My girls, gamer girl Abigail and queen of the monkey bars, Miley, are everything to me. But they would never have been born without access to reproductive care. Because
I love the monkey bars.
after 10 years of struggling with infertility, I was only able to have them through the miracle of IVF. But now,
Shout out IVF. Thanks for the kid,
Trump's
IVF.
anti-woman crusade has put other Americans' right to have their own families at risk. Because if they win, Republicans will not stop at banning abortion. They will come for IVF next. They'll prosecute doctors. They will shame and spy on women. And if you think that's far-fetched, just look up what happened in Alabama last year. So let me say to every would-be parent, I see you, I'm with you. And together, in November, we'll send a message to old Cadet Bone Spurs.
Get him.
Stay
I love that
out
laugh.
of our doctors' offices, and when you're at it, out of the Oval Office too.
Yeah.
Somebody get me an audio track of just her laugh. She has the best
Look,
laugh.
my struggle with infertility was more painful than any wound I earned on the battlefield. So how dare a convicted felon like Donald Trump treat women seeking health care like they're the ones breaking the law? How dare
Preach.
J.D. Vance criticize childless women on cable news, then vote against legislation that would have actually helped Americans to start families? How dare the GOP endanger the dreams of countless veterans whose combat wounds prevent them from having kids without IVF, punishing our heroes for their willingness to serve? It's simple. Every American deserves the right to be called mommy or daddy without being treated like a criminal. Kamala Harris believes
Unless you're
that.
Matt Gaetz, in which case,
So,
not
let's
your
make some
son.
history and elect her in November. God bless America.
Oh, Nestor? I just got that. I was with you. That's funny.
Speaking of which, I just want to point out while we have a quick break, Matt Gaetz won his primary today. He won with 75% of the vote. He is a person who trafficked underage people across state lines. And even if he didn't have sex with them, what was he doing? And he did that. And he won by 50% to another Republican who's a retired Navy officer. Shout out Republicans. You had a chance to replace Matt Gaetz with a Navy officer. And you said, no. Matt Gaetz loves Donald Trump too much. Well done, Florida.
Oh, I lived there. The first district of Florida, that's like Pensacola, part of Pensacola, Fort Walton Beach. It's all military bases and something called the Redneck Riviera, like Destin. It's a Matt Gaetz stronghold. That's disappointing. That's too bad. But Tammy Duckworth was awesome. That was what I needed to hear tonight. There it was. It happened.
And just remember, we have Obama squared still.
What did she call him? Old Cadet Bone Spurs or something? Can we get that on a t? We need to make a hoodie of that. I will wear that hoodie.
Yeah, she said Cadet Bone Spurs. She called him draft dodging coward, which
draft dodging coward.
Yes.
It was my senior year of high school. Ella and I would laugh watching them.
And it's like, please, motherfucker, please.
In 2014,
to call her out.
Became
you're going to call out Tammy Duckworth? Really?
She took over Sunday night dinners and taught Doug how to actually cook.
She came in hot. That was amazing. I loved that. Every second of that.
But when Kamala became senator.
And she was on, like on Sunday, she was on some political show defending Tim Walz's military record, like viciously attacking Donald Trump. I still have the recordings on my phone because I was like, I'll just keep these forever.
Yep.
I'm really happy for Kamala and Doug, but I do feel like Kamala could have like waited me out.
He left
We
his
could have.
practice after being
We didn't
a
need
lawyer
Doug.
for 30 years.
Yeah.
That was tough. I was so proud to watch him do it, to stand by her side, an example of true partnership.
McCarthy, what are you worth if you couldn't unseat one person of the people that tried to ruin your life? You know, like all McCarthy's been doing is trying to unseat these people. Did he even get Bob Good?
The thing that sucks, the thing that sucks about Kevin McCarthy is we're all kind of rooting for him because he's going after Matt Gaetz, but he's completely outmatched by Matt Gaetz, which sucks. Like, because in the Republican Party, it doesn't matter that you're like a predator. Like, it's like a good thing. So Kevin McCarthy, who we all despise, we're rooting for him. He can't beat Matt Gaetz. Like, Matt Gaetz is too high level for Kevin McCarthy.
Oh, so did Bob Good? I heard Bob Good was like paying out of his own pocket for a recount. Is that over? Is that over? Did he lose?
Look, he's gonna make history again as the first gentleman. I can't wait for everyone to get to know why.
Matt Gaetz is in that. Matt Gaetz doesn't live anywhere near the first district. His daddy put him there. Yeah, Matt Gaetz's daddy helped him consolidate that seat and that power.
Yeah, Bob Good lost and he's running, but he's running?
No, I think he was like refusing to lose. Like he did.
I know, but I think now he's like running as an independent or something. There's a paywall. I'll have to find it.
Oh, he's running.
I'm gonna kamikaze that shit.
Yeah,
I like it.
Filed to run for Congress in 2026.
Oh, no.
Okay, so Kevin McCarthy got one.
Now I gotta pretend I'm happy for this guy. You better spend the whole time telling us what he's doing on Christmas and Easter. I want to know what we're doing with the Rose Garden too. Tell us about how you're.
I guess he didn't want me to give this speech. He just.
He's a
Thank
partner in
you.
a
Thank you
corporate,
so
a
much.
huge corporate law firm.
Hello.
Heidi Moore, housewife.
Thank you. Hello to my big, beautiful, blended family up there. I love you so much. Aren't you proud of Cole? Wow. And a special shout out to my mother. I see you. My mother is the only person in the whole world who thinks Kamala is the lucky one for marrying me. And to Kamala, who, well, we just saw where she is. She's out on the trail listening to and talking with voters. Honey, I can't wait for you to come back to Chicago because we're having a great time here. I love you so much. I'm so proud of how you're stepping up for all of us. But that's who she is. Wherever she's needed, however she's needed, Kamala rises to the occasion. And she did it for me and our family. And now that the country needs her, she's showing you what we already know. She's ready to lead. She brings both joy and toughness to this task, and she will be a great president we will all be proud of. Now, I'm the son of two Brooklynites, Mike and Barb. They've been together almost 70 years. My dad worked in the shoe business in Manhattan, and he moved our family out to New Jersey. Where's New Jersey? I see you out there.
You won me
when I was a
over.
little
God
kid.
damn it, Doug. I didn't
In a
wanna
lot of
like you.
ways, I had a typical Jersey suburban childhood. I biked around the neighborhood. I took the bus to Hebrew school. And I rode to Little League practice in the way back of my coach's wood-paneled station wagon. And if we did well, we got to have a Slurpee after. In my neighborhood, everyone left their garage door open. Wherever you ended up at dinner time, that's the family that fed you. Everyone took care of everyone else. And the guys I grew up with are still my best friends. The group chat is active every day, and it's probably blowing up right now, guys. When my dad had to get a new job, we moved across the country to LA. Money was tight. Hey, California.
Just so nice.
Money was tight, so I worked at McDonald's in high school for some extra cash. Not only was I Employee of the Month, but I still have the framed picture, which you just saw, and there was a ring, golden arches and all. And then I waited tables, parked cars. I was working full-time so I could afford to go to college part-time. And thanks to partial scholarships, student loans, and a little help from my dad, I got myself through law school. And I got my first job as a lawyer, which is also where I met the guys in my fantasy football league. And a lot has changed in our lives since the early 90s, but my team name is still Nirvana. Yes, after the band. I worked hard, and I love being a lawyer. And by the way, I still get to be part of the profession by teaching students at Georgetown Law School. What? I got married, became a dad to Cole and Ella. Unfortunately, I went through a divorce, but eventually started worrying about how I would make it all work. And that's when something unexpected happened. In 2013, I walked into a contentious client meeting. We worked through the issue, and by the end of the meeting, the now happy client offered to set me up on a blind date, which is how I ended up with Kamala Harris's phone number.
And they got married in like 6 months, I think.
Now, for generations, people have debated when to call the person you're being set up with. And never in history has anyone suggested 8:30 a.m. And yet, that's when I dialed. I got Kamala's voicemail, and I just started rambling. Hey, it's Doug.
Kind of like right now.
I'm on my way to an early meeting. Again, it's Doug. I remember I was trying to grab the words out of the air and just put them back in my mouth. And for what seemed like far too many minutes, I hung up. By the way, Kamala saved that voicemail, and she makes me listen to it on every anniversary.
Play it!
But that message wasn't the only unusual thing about that day. Now, Kamala, who normally would have been working hard at her office, just happened to be waiting at her apartment for a contractor to do some work on her kitchen. I was eating at my desk, which was not a regular occurrence for a busy lawyer like me who appreciated a good business lunch. But that's when she called me back. And we talked for an hour, and we laughed. Well, you know that laugh. I love that laugh.
These two beautiful nerds just found each other. It's amazing.
That counted as our first date. Or maybe it was that Saturday night when I picked her up and told her, buckle up, I'm a really bad driver. Because you can't hide anything from Kamala Harris, so you might as well own it. And as I got to know her better and just fell in love fast, I learned what drives Kamala. And it's what you've seen over these past 4 years, and especially these past 4 weeks. She finds joy in pursuing justice. She stands up to bullies just like my parents taught me to. And she likes to see people do well, but hates when they're treated unfairly. She believes this work requires a basic curiosity in just how people are doing. Her empathy is her strength. Over the past decade, Kamala has connected me more deeply to my faith, even though it's not the same as hers. She comes to synagogue with me for high holiday services, and I go to church with her for Easter. I get to enjoy her mom's chili relleno recipe every Christmas, and she makes a mean brisket for Passover. It brings me right back to my grandmother's apartment in Brooklyn, you know, the one with the plastic-covered couches.
No.
But Kamala has fought against anti-Semitism and all forms of hate her whole career. She's the one who encouraged me as second gentleman to take up that fight, which is so personal to me. And those of you who belong to blended families know that they can be a little complicated. But as soon as our kids started calling her Mamala, I knew we'd be okay. Ella calls us a three-headed parenting machine. Kamala and Kirsten, thank you both. Thank you both for always putting your family and the kids first. Now, Cole and Ella's friends knew that when they'd come over for Sunday dinner with Mamala, it was going to be real talk. In between taking cooking instructions, they'd have to answer questions about what problem they wanted to solve in the world. They learned that you've always got to be prepared because Kamala is going to prosecute the case. And in the same breath that Cole and Greenlee told us that they were engaged, they asked Kamala to officiate their wedding. And in the same way that she always steps up when it matters, Kamala put so much time into those remarks, and she bound them in a book that matched her dark red dress, and then turned that into a gift for the happy couple. A few days ago, during this incredible time we're going through, there was a brief window when Kamala was back at home. And I saw her sitting on her favorite chair, and in the middle of a wild month, I just hoped that she was having a quiet moment to herself. But then I realized she was on the phone. And of course, my mind went to all the potential crises that the vice president could be dealing with. Was it domestic? Was it foreign? Was it campaign? I could see she was focused, and all I knew was that it must be something important. And it turns out it was. Ella had called her. That's Kamala. Those kids are her priorities, and that scene was a perfect map of her heart. She's always been there for our children, and I know she'll always be there for yours too. Kamala is a joyful warrior. It's doing for her country what she has always done for the people that she loves. Her passion will benefit all of us when she's our president. And here's the thing about joyful warriors. They're still warriors. And Kamala is as tough as it comes. Just ask the criminals, the global gangsters, and the witnesses before the Senate Judiciary Committee. She never runs from a fight. And she knows the best way to deal with a coward is to take him head on. Because we all know cowards are weak, and Kamala Harris can smell weakness. She doesn't tolerate any BS. You've all seen that look, and you know that look I'm talking about. That look is not just a meme. It reflects her true belief in honest and direct leadership. And it's also why she will not be distracted by nonsense. Kamala knows that in order to win, we cannot lose focus. America, in this election, you have to decide who to trust with your family's future. I trusted Kamala with our family's future. It was the best decision I ever made. This Thursday will be our 10th wedding anniversary, which I know it means I'm about to hear that embarrassing voicemail again. However, that's not all I'll be hearing. That same night, I'll be hearing my wife, Kamala Harris, accept your nomination for President of the United States.
All right. That was iffy.
And with your help, she will lead with joy and toughness, with that laugh and that look, with compassion and conviction. She'll lead from the belief that wherever we come from, whatever we look like, we're strongest when we fight for what we believe in, not just against what we fear. Kamala Harris was exactly the right person for me at an important moment in my life. And at this moment in our nation's history, she is exactly the right president. Thank you so much.
God damn it, I like it.
Can we turn it down just a little? Because I just have to say, that was so inspiring. I can't hear, what did you say?
It's just on a delay when we turn it down. A little more, Jen. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, that is a real man. If you guys like, leads with empathy, loves his wife, is supporting her, is backing her, and not trying to steal the spotlight. I just want to remind everyone who was in our live earlier today that we had, what's his name, trying to present Bible verses for why he was in control of his wife. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that is a husband. What we just saw there was a healthy relationship.
Just start quick before Michelle gets it. Check this one. Yeah. God should be dead silent.
Fire.
Yeah.
All right, Jen.
Thank you, guys. Okay.
How did Michelle like
big night ahead.
age in reverse though from when Barack was
It's called
first
melanin.
elected? But Barack got older. She went the
You
other
should
way. She
try
took
some.
years from him.
Okay. Hey. Hello, Chicago. Yeah. All right. Something wonderfully magical is in the air, isn't it? Yeah. You know, we're feeling it here in this arena, but it's spreading all across this country we love. A familiar feeling that's been buried too deep for far too long. You know what I'm talking about. It's the contagious power of hope. The anticipation, the energy, the exhilaration of once again being on the cusp of a brighter day. The chance to vanquish the demons of fear, division, and hate that have consumed us and continue pursuing the unfinished promise of this great nation, the dream that our parents and grandparents fought and died and sacrificed for. America, hope is making a comeback. Yeah. But to be honest, I am